right, you guys all ready? You ready to roll here on a Monday morning? MJ Morning Show. MJ here with Fester, Roxanne. Froggy just strolled in. I think I might have surprised Froggy over the weekend. I'll explain coming up in just a bit. Kind of a loaded Monday show. Bucks! Looked like the Bucks were about to blow a lead. I mean, that was fairly exciting. That was actually unexpected. If I had some last-minute, sports betting, if you're able to bet, in the last minutes of the game, would the Bucks win or lose, I would have bet Bucks lose with an Atlanta comeback, and then, boom, the Bucks did what the Bucks a lot of times over the Bucks playing career, a lot of times just never really could pull off, those late game, last minute wins, which you've seen other teams do repeatedly. And the Bucks, a poor track record of that overall. The Bucks actually did it.
They did. They beat the Falcons. And they take first place.
This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. What were you about to say?
They are now first place by themselves in the NFC South.
Why does this story say that they're tied for first?
Well, they are. But tied for first and first place are the same things.
They're
not all. Fester said all by themselves.
Because they
I didn't hear that.
I think with the if the playoffs started today, the Buccaneers would get the home field game.
So wait a minute. Are the Bucks in first place all by themselves, or are the Bucks tied for first place? Because everything I've seen said tied for first.
Well,
so are you disseminating erroneous information?
Possibly.
I don't know the precise answer, but my guess is, hearing both of you guys talk, is that they're tied numerically with their number of wins and losses.
Yes.
And then whatever the head-to-head competition is, whatever the tiebreaker is, the Bucks win in that category, so they'd have home field advantage. Does that make sense, MJ?
I concur with what Roxanne said.
Whatever you said.
Right now, even though they're tied with the 6-7 record, the Buccaneers are fourth place in the league. 49ers are first, and the Cowboys and the Lions and the Buccaneers. Those are your division champions.
But the bottom line is the Bucks are now in the playoff hunt.
Yes.
Right.
After it looked like last week they were done, that they were like Toast-O-Rama.
This is such a piss-poor division.
Well, it's a piss-poor season. If you look at just a bizarre, bad season, I see that there are massive complaints about Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, that he's allowed the league to go to hell in a handbasket on several fronts. Anyway, I don't want to dwell with this. Is not a sports show, but hey, big news. 31 seconds left, and you've got a pass to Otten, and boom, the Bucks beat the Falcons 29-25, and then the Falcons had a shot to come back in the last 3 seconds, and they fell just a couple of yards short of a touchdown.
We got a caller, Froggy in Florida. Welcome to Hot Sports Talk. What's your take? Froggy in Florida. Hello, good morning.
What?
What you...
Froggy in Florida, you there? Welcome to Sports Talk.
I don't understand.
It's Sports Talk Radio.
What are you doing?
I think he's trying to set you up.
Oh,
we
you're
got
setting me
Hot
up.
Sports Talk.
I think he's trying to set you up for a bit.
Froggy wouldn't know a bit if it kicked him in the Jimmy.
But it wouldn't sound right because Froggy would be on his regular mic and not calling in. Not calling in on the phone.
Hot Sports Talk coming up in a little bit.
Hi, this is Froggy. I have a question about sports.
Froggy, go. What's your hot take?
I love Auden.
Yes.
What's his name? Auden?
Auden.
Auden?
Auden, like cotton without the C.
Like forgotten.
Whatever. Hey, I've got
We got MJ here in St. Petersburg. Welcome to the Hot Sports Talk, MJ.
Fester, knock it off. Just cut
I
the
like
crap.
your stuff, but knock it off.
Would you please? Hey, Roxanne, I saw you got a box over there.
I do.
Should we open it up later on, live on the air? Because you're the only one that got a box for the entire show.
You know who it's from? Did you look?
Yeah, well, because it was in front of Fester's position. It was sitting in front of Fester, and then I moved it over to your position.
Yes.
So I saw that it was, when I walked in, there was a box there. So I just looked to see what the box was, and there's a mystery box addressed to Roxanne Wilder, and the return address is the Hard Rock Seminole Casino.
What's in Roxanne's box? Coming up next segment here on the MJ Morning Show.
Didn't
Not
sound
sure
right.
that'll...
Hot Sports Talk coming up
all
next.
right, So
It's a different kind of show.
yeah. So nobody else has a box from the Hard Rock. Roxanne has a box.
What? Only you?
Fester no box. Froggy no box.
Rox is Hard Rock box.
MJ no box.
What
So
the heck is in that thing?
I don't know. We ought to do a mystery. Roxanne's the only one.
Unboxing. Yeah.
You got a box.
All right. We'll do a mystery Roxanne What's in the Box later on, maybe next hour, maybe 7 o'clock hour here on the MJ Morning Show. So a lot of folks want to know, what's the story with the MJ Morning Show for 2024. This week, I'll be meeting with management. And listen, we're heading in the right direction. I imagine that we're going to come to an agreement and that the MJ Morning Show returns. So, listen, no drama. And folks are like, oh, it's MJ drama. Listen, I tell you the truth. I tell you exactly what's going on. If I'm not close to something, I'll tell you. The fact is, I've been telling you now for over a week that we're moving in the right direction, and I think there's a deal to be had for me to return. And the other big thing is if we return in 2024, and I think that it's extremely likely, I think that we're going to be able to put together a deal, is if we are back, and I'm assuming we will be back, that I've put together an amazing deal for early January. I've put together something amazing for you, the MJ Morning Show listener. I'm talking huge. I'm talking something really big in the first part of January, and that deal has been sealed, pending our return, but I think that our return is somewhat imminent. I think that it's going to happen. I think we're very close. It's just a matter of, a couple little things. But the bottom line is you, the MJ Morning Show listener, are going to be a huge beneficiary in the early part of January here on the MJ Morning Show, of which we'll start promoting that fairly shortly. I'm doing like some kind of pre-promotion here. Just, hey, get ready for something really, really exciting, something really big, something we've never done. I've got something we've never actually done, ever. I don't think it's ever been done in the history of the entire MJ Morning Show, even during the days across the street for 18 plus years. Back, when radio was more of a golden period,
The golden era, yeah.
All right, 6:07. Just getting rolling. Man, it is a pretty whacked Monday show. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to miss 1 minute of this show because we be all over the road. All right, Froggy was, I think, a little shocked. I think I might have also had some folks looking at me when I showed up because I was kind of saying something pretty loudly. You know what I'm talking about, Froggy?
No.
Well, you don't know what I'm talking about? When I showed up at your kids'
What were you
event?
saying? I was running around trying to get motivating.
I said something kind of loudly on several occasions, and I had some of the folks on the sideline look at me.
Oh God,
So-
great. You idiot.
Hang on,
You tainted everything.
I didn't taint
You
anything.
tainted the whole game.
Froggy's kid lost, but that's a whole different story. Hang on, we'll explain coming up. Back in a second. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105 608. And traffic is on. Let's grab Pat with the latest on the MJ Morning Show. is the MJ Morning Show on Q105. It's 6:20, and I have a recognition that I want to approach this morning. It's a morning show recognition, and it does have to do with one of the crew members here on the show. So it does involve somebody here in the studio, in the building today, and I'll explain a little later on. I don't mean to be kind of cagey and kind of evasive. I just don't want to give it away just yet. But I have a special recognition that I want to spend just a moment on. So, Roxanne, do me a favor. Remind me also, you were talking about this restaurant thing.
Oh, yeah. I went to a place this weekend and had a great time. That's it.
Hang on. But I want to... It just...
All right, so it's over. So she went to a place and she had a great time.
Yeah, let me just get the sentence out. Yeah. So what I was going to say was, just I do want to talk about that a little later on. Just remind me so it doesn't fall through the cracks, because it's a pretty busy Monday. Hey, I've got an item here. There's certain things that content-wise, maybe I do a little earlier, just I'm just trying to read the audience, and I think our demographic gets wider, and you've got from the young to the older that I think occurs a little later on in the program, kind of like school drop-off drive time. So there might be certain items that I do tactically, maybe very early, or maybe I do something much later in the show. Like the whole Elf on the Shelf thing. Remember, I did that late in the program. That was a 9-10 kind of thing last week because of, the sensitive Elf on the Shelf content, which I thought was a very interesting story. So this particular item has to do with, let me just give you the headline here. Cop, so this is a police officer, charged with beating sex shop worker in fight over his partner eyeing sex toys bigger than his...
There's a lot of issues going on here.
Okay, wait, back up. So it's a sex shop.
What? It's like Tanya's Toy Box or something.
Okay,
no,
so
seriously, it was one of these little, adult kind of shop.
I think you have to kind of clarify that, because at first when I heard you say that, I thought you meant like it was a place that you go to shop for sex.
No, it's like a novelty store.
Right. I got you now.
Yeah.
I got you now. But the way it came out, I was like, well, okay, so the cop is immediately breaking a law by going to one of these places, like a massage parlor or something. But now that you clarified, it is a toy store.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, locally, is that Priscilla's still on Southdale Mabry? I kind of passed by that near where the Carrabba's is. Is that still there, that Priscilla's? I don't know if it's still. Hey, look that up. Is it still on Southdale Mabry? It was like Priscilla's on, is it now, what?
Is it now Cirilla's?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah. So is it open? Is that, I thought it was Priscilla's, but I guess it's just Cirilla's.
Where is it?
It opens at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's on Southdale. Then there's one on Kennedy. So Kennedy, between like Lois and West Shore, there's another like little, I think it used to be like I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name of it, but again, I use that corridor all the time, and I'll be driving by that later today because I've got my my workout, my X-Force body workout, Mondays and Thursdays.
One of these bigger locations, MJ, is in North Tampa. The Todd.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Superstore.
You don't have to be modest. You can talk about the one you have an investment in.
Oh, I don't have an investment.
You named it after yourself.
Well, listen to this story.
I only own a piece.
And listen to this. An Oklahoma sheriff's commander. Now, this is not even like just a rank and file cop or a deputy. This is an Oklahoma sheriff's commander has been charged with beating up a sex shop worker, one of these novelty stores, because he went into a fit because his partner wanted to buy a unit, which was of greater size than his actual physical dimensions.
Well, maybe that's all that was available.
David DeWitt. What are you trying? Are we a salesperson over here
Yeah,
now?
Roxanne's like, I'll go into the back room, but I really think this is all of it. That's the only size we have. Is it going to work for you?
David DeWitt, a commander with the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office out in Oklahoma, went to Christie's Toy Box in Oklahoma City with a woman just before midnight last Monday, and they began arguing about sex toys, according to Fox 25 in Oklahoma City. So this made the news on Fox 25 in Oklahoma City. So every time, apparently, the woman that he was with, I guess, was pointing at a certain object in the store, he got angry and said that she did not need a fake thing that was larger than him.
Okay, well, let me be clear about what I was trying to say before. Maybe that's all they manufacture.
No, you haven't gone to these places, have you?
No.
Oh, I mean, there's everything from,
No, my point is...
Fester, I don't need any real description from you over there.
There's everything from Oompa Loompa to Andre the Giant. You're looking for something.
Fester, I just said I don't need a description from
Roxanne you. Obviously needs it because she's like, maybe that's the only size they make. Okay, this isn't the Big Mac where you get it in one size.
You're missing it. Maybe the guy...
Or the old Beastie Boys lyric, White Castle fries only come in one size, which is not true anymore. White Castle does have small, medium, and large fries.
Thank God.
Maybe back in the day, White Castle fries only came in one size.
So
that's a lyric, by the way, that's stuck in Michelle's head. Like, hey, a little more throat clearing on the show. Can you do that again, Froggy? Was that you, Froggy?
This is you on the show. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we got something.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah, when you spray Lysol in my face.
No, you do that every day.
No, I do
in the
not.
9 o'clock hour.
Something in the air.
I'm telling you, it's Roxanne's got some perfume on. You guys bring in that horrific flavored scented coffee that puts me into respiratory arrest.
And then you do this weird
Yes, I do. When you guys bring in...
So give me a break with one throat clear.
When you guys bring in something that attacks my olfactory senses, and I got something that wafts up my nostrils, and I go... and I'm having trouble breathing, yes.
What are those candies that explode in your mouth? You know those little... And they go... Ting, 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 ting.
Pop rocks?
Yeah, it sounds like... what it sounds like in my head when I have Pop Rocks in my mouth, the sound that you make.
Guys, stop bringing in stuff that attacks my nostrils.
Stop being allergic to everything.
And I'm not allergic. It's just it wafts up there and it just makes it hard to breathe.
You know what I could use right now? A big cup of coconut coffee. I'm going to go grab it soon. Spill it everywhere on accident.
Anyway, back over to the deal here. So every time this woman that the cop was with, this commander with this sheriff's office out in Oklahoma, said that she was pointing and, hey, I want that one, he would get all ticked off. And then the worker in the store got involved when he saw DeWitt, the sheriff's commander, raising his hand like he was about to apparently strike the woman in the store, asked him to calm down and to please leave this adult toy shop. And he said, bleep you, I'm a cop.
What? Oh.
When the couple brought some merchandise to the counter, the clerk then asked DeWitt, this is the sheriff's commander, if he'd like to buy some batteries for the adult toy.
The battery's not included, by the way.
And then he said, what the bleep you say to me, fat boy? That's what he said.
Come on.
What the bleep you say to me? He left the did out, but he just said, what the bleep did you say to me, fat boy? The worker then replied, dude, get the bleep out of my face. Then DeWitt, this is the sheriff's office commander, goes behind the counter and punches the guy repeatedly in the face and the rib cage.
That's a good time.
Just
guy's got some real issues with his size.
My God. So DeWitt, the cop, also threw candy and mints across the store.
A lot of these places have a little candy aisle.
And then the worker's like, I'm calling the police. He said, call the bleeping cops. I am an officer of the law. And then the person said, you don't bleeping assault me. I can have you arrested, jailed, where you'll never get out.
Oh.
Yeah, the victim then told cops that DeWitt sped off in a black convertible Bentley. What?
Yeah.
This story
What's
is
this
just
guy going on?
This is bizarre. He drives off in a black convertible Bentley with a license plate that read Invicta, INVICTA, which is
A watch?
well, it is also it is a watch brand.
An
No, it's
oddly
Invictus.
cheap
But
watch.
Invicta means unbeatable in Latin. Invicta is Latin for unbeatable or undefeatable. Or
What division is this guy in again? Did you say?
I said he's a commander for a Oklahoma sheriff's office in a county in Oklahoma. So, and he's driving a convertible Bentley. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this story here.
How many Bentleys are there just rolling around
So
Oklahoma?
Then he was pulled over for speeding, was about to be let go with a warning when a state trooper heard the alert about the fight in the adult store over the unit. So the trooper then notified the Oklahoma City Police Department that they had the suspect pulled over with an unrelated traffic stop, and they took him into custody, and he was booked into the Cleveland County Jail. And it's just bizarre. He was charged with misdemeanor simple assault. I have called him, and I talked to him briefly. I said, hey, why don't you take a few days off? That's the sheriff of the county where this guy's a commander in the sheriff's office in Pottawatomie County in Oklahoma.
Smell some corruption going on.
And he's been suspended pending a probe.
That's about the best advice the sheriff could give. You know what? How about you just take the week?
Which, ironically, they sell probes at the sex store too.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
They have a
I'm
whole
in for
aisle.
that.
We got a probe over a probe. But what the heck is going? Why is this guy driving a convertible Bentley? I'm sorry.
Yeah, isn't that like $500,000?
I think maybe 300 grand,
Oh my gosh. Get
250,
that.
300.
Ooh, they talked to the sheriff.
Wow, unbelievable. All right, 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. I told you, that's just a crazy early story. And that's not even morons in the news. The morons in the news are on the way here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, Here we go. Some early morons of the news on the MJ Morning Show. I just got scared because Pat, our traffic guy, just brought in a cup of coffee for Roxanne. Is he your food valet or traffic? So that's his job description. So Pat does traffic and then brings you coffee and food all morning long. How'd you work that deal out?
We're friends. We do nice things for each other.
Man, I don't want caramel coconut coffee. Why does he make that? Are you drinking that?
I'm.
Oh, okay. You're going to start smelling it, MJ. She has a cup of it.
I know. Can you because I do smell it. Can you please get that out of here?
Oh my! This is ridiculous.
You guys, you guys are making fun of me with me going and making like noises when I can't breathe when you guys bring these smells in here.
Look at this coffee. It is like 2 teaspoons of coffee. That's all I drink.
I smell a little bit of it.
A hint.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's being over dramatic in their own way. I can't breathe. Listen, you can breathe. Yes, it smells a little bit.
Early morons of the news on
do you want me to remove it? Do you want me to put it in the hallway?
I would like you to do that.
And someone is then going to walk by and kick it.
Just put it.
And it's going to match all the coffee stains from what Froggy threw coffee out the other day.
Put it in the doorway over there, please. Just carry it out of here. Before I get into early morons on the news, hey, let me ask you a question. Hurry up! Hurry up! Just put it out in the hallway.
She's wafting it around.
You don't want to miss early morons in the news.
I mean, you're trying to make me have breathing problems. I don't just put it in the hallway and get back in here.
She's actually going to enjoy her cup out there.
All right. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you're cold, what do you do? Let me hear a little list of things that you do. If you're cold, what does a person do? Top 5 answers on the board.
That's a good question for today. It's one of the cooler mornings we've had.
Yeah, well, actually, we had a cooler morning last week, if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
one of the cooler mornings we've had.
All right, so top 5 answers on the board. If you're cold, what do you do? Fester, what do you do?
You put on a jacket or coat.
Survey says put on a jacket or coat. That is correct.
What?
All right.
That's too easy.
I didn't even get a
Well,
chance.
hold on.
Yeah,
There are top 5 answers
Okay.
on the board.
That was only one answer.
That was
Just
like-
supposed to give him a ding.
That was number 2. Okay. All right. What do you do if you're cold? What are other things you can do?
Set yourself on fire.
Okay.
So you had to go right to the correct answer?
Roxanne, you knew?
What?
So you had to ruin the bit? You couldn't extend this out a little bit? You had to ruin it?
That was my crazy zany guess.
Well, that's why it's morons of the news.
Okay.
That's the right answer, actually.
That's
What the?
ruin the whole damn bit. I'm going home.
I mean, I had
That's it.
guesses.
what would your
What
guess
was
have
yours?
been?
What
I was
was
going to
yours?
say turn on the heat.
That makes so much sense.
Let me check that one. Yes.
All right.
Turn on the heat. Number 4.
That was a fun game that you blew, Roxanne.
Yeah.
I haven't even read this story. That was just my very best guess.
Guy says he was cold, so he set his shoe on fire in a parking lot up in the Villages. That's right. This is a story out of the Villages, Florida's favorite hometown. What is this?
Friendliest
hometown.
Friendliest hometown.
Yeah. A guy claimed he was cold. He was in a parking lot in a real estate office up in lovely Lady Lake, Florida, a little up the road. Michael Ivan Dubberly, 38, of Leesburg. Yeah, shortly before midnight last Tuesday, was about 5 feet from the front door of Foxfire Realty on U.S. Highway 27.
Hold on. The place is named Fire?
It is. Well, Foxfire.
Oh.
Foxfire. It's kind of funny because for a browser, I use Firefox. So if I'm looking for a real estate company up in near the Villages, I'm going to use Firefox, and then is Firefox going to give me a result when I use Google to then go to Foxfire Realty? So this guy was cold, so he sets his foot on fire, and he was fully engulfed in flames, according to the Lady Lake Police Department. The officer arrives on the scene, used her fire extinguisher to put the guy out, and he said that he was just trying to stay warm. You set yourself, and remember, last week we had some of those colder nights. Last week, and especially north of the Tampa Bay area, we had even cooler nights than we have right now. And I walked out this morning. What was it, 50? I don't know. It's pleasant. I walk out. I'm in T-shirt and shorts, and I felt great. I'm like, ooh, this is brisk. This is nice out here. But obviously, this guy's not playing with a full deck. You're cold, so you light your shoe on fire, and he's fully engulfed when the officer arrives, and she has to whip out the fire extinguisher to put the damn thing out. Oh, by the way, some added items to the story. The ground was littered with Mike's Hard Lemonade stories near him. Mike's
Cans.
hard lemonade cans, I should say. He was not steady on his feet. So was this an alcohol-related incident? It's seeming like it's heading in that direction.
Why not take off the shoe before burning it? You know?
That would
You
make
just-
more sense if
Yeah,
you use your shoe as like kindling.
Yeah.
Or maybe find some other combustible material.
Go find some tinder.
Yeah, exactly. Go find some logs. Go to a wooded area and find some brush.
Yeah. It's got to be dry. It's got to be dry brush.
Set his shoe on fire. So, Roxanne, yes, that's why we call it Morons of the News, because generally it leans toward the more absurd is the way things generally work around here.
This foot is on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Can
nice.
you why muted? Can you give me
Because
some?
if I unmute it, you'll be
you gotta
in
sing it.
pain.
Belt it out.
No, I want you
can't
to
sing,
to
guys.
belt
You
it
know
out.
that.
No,
If you're gonna go
that's
with
even
it.
funnier. Let's go. 3,
belt it.
2, and
This foot is on fire.
it's better.
Wow.
It's not
that was
terrible.
Really.
Wow.
It's not awful.
Wow.
You're going to Hollywood.
That was
That was
really.
absolutely terrible.
Hollywood, Florida.
You gotta be serious.
You go to Hollywood, Florida.
This has to be fake.
right on Johnson Street. Right at Hollywood Beach. All right, so here's you're gonna sing in the amphitheater right on Johnson Street down there. All right, so here's the deal. They got a little shell, little concrete clam shell, or at least they did when I was a kid. All right, this is terrible. This is absolutely awful. A family in Memphis, Tennessee is devastated because grandma's ashes were stolen off the porch by one of these porch pirates.
Oh, ew.
Oh, man, this is all. You know what? I need to spend a little more time on this story. And then this is a great morph into a big local bust. This is a perfect morph. So I don't want to get too involved here. Let me just hold this off. Grandma's ashes stolen from the front porch. Man, porch pirates suck. You know, you can get a new box from Chewy sent to you if someone steals it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
But can you get new grandma ashes? No. The answer is no.
Boy, Sophia.
You can't. All right, hold on to that thought. And then a big porch pirate has been busted right here in the Tampa Bay area, and we'll explain, and it's all next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. It's 7:01 here on a Monday morning. Welcome, folks. It is a pleasure to have you join us, and we're always appreciative of all of our listeners. In fact, Roxanne's got a listener story we'll get to in just a bit. If not this segment, then we got the long hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And I've got a story, too. I went to lunch with Michelle on Friday, and we got flooded with folks that came by and joined us for pizza. We'll explain that coming up in just a bit. And then, Roxanne, you were out over the weekend as well.
I was. Took the girls to dinner on Friday and had a great time.
Where was Doug?
You guys know he was gone.
I did not know he was gone. He was gone again?
Yes.
Holy it's like
he didn't get home until 8 o'clock last night. He was supposed to get home at like 5 yesterday.
It's like you're not even married.
Oh, stop.
I wouldn't really go that
You know
far.
how many
but-
people? You know how many people I know that are on the road all the time for work?
Yeah, that's true.
Is this really work?
We had that discussion, but no. I mean, a lot of it is work.
Hey,
No.
we'll get into that coming up in just a bit. Let me pick up on the Porch Pirate story. And man, 'tis the season. Yeah, you see, you know when the packages are busy? Do you know what the indication is? How do you know it's a busy package season? How do you know it's this time of the year when the volume of packages is huge? How do you know?
When they start throwing it like frisbees and putting it.
No, not what I'm looking for, Fester.
I don't know.
No. When you start seeing like UPS and FedEx renting other vehicles to drive around. For instance, I saw FedEx over the weekend, actually. I saw on Saturday in my neighborhood, FedEx was driving a Penske rental step van. You know, like the big FedEx trucks or the UPS trucks. It was Penske. It was a white truck. It said Penske. So it's a rental truck. It's a fleet rental truck. So when you see the UPS guy or the FedEx guy and they're in a rental truck, I mean, I've seen them in like Ryder rental trucks. I don't know if I've seen them in U-Hauls. I don't know if but this time of year, it's not uncommon to see the package delivery folks like FedEx or UPS driving rental trucks because the volume is so great. Have you ever seen like UPS? They have the holiday helpers. Have you ever seen they're like they hire seasonal employees?
Sure, a lot of businesses do.
Called and they even give like the UPS employees get like vests that say holiday helper. I've seen that in various places where they hire seasonal help for sorting and truck loading and even hitting in my neighborhood like UPS. I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but I've seen them hit my neighborhood with a golf cart. Have you seen that?
Sounds nice, but do they have to wear the nerdy vest? Holiday helper?
It's like
what a dork!
right from
yes, I am a holiday helper this year.
Helping your holiday
right
season.
from the North Pole.
Here's your package. Yes, yes, this is my vest.
I want to be a dentist.
I am a holiday helper.
But I've seen the holiday helper vests, and then have you ever seen the UPS golf carts? With a little trailer they tow? You've never seen that?
No.
I have not seen that either.
Yeah, that hasn't come to my neighborhood.
They have like a pickup truck with a flatbed, and in busy neighborhoods with a lot of packages, UPS in the past, they've dropped off like special crews with golf carts to help bring packages around the neighborhood. Anyway, let me get onto the Porch Pirate thing. And this is a beautiful segue into a local bust. I was just mentioning, is it right if grandma has died and the family is splitting up the ashes? Should the relative in the city where the grandma was cremated and then they kind of divvied up the ashes among the siblings, do you think you should just like ship grandma UPS or FedEx?
No.
And then have the package, have grandma just left on the porch. Isn't that just a little creepy?
I would like a special delivery for that.
Yeah, you know what? How about in person? How about you make a trip and you actually get grandma's ashes handed to you? Anyway, here's the deal. It's out of Memphis, Tennessee, and this woman is just flat out just floored. She's beside herself because grandma died, so they lost grandma. And guess what? Now they've lost grandma again.
Oh, no.
I mean, this is like a double loss here. because Grandma passed away, so that's a terrible loss for the family. And then Grandma's ashes were split among the relatives, and her share of the ashes gets shipped. And then the delivery company leaves Grandma on the front porch, and then a porch pirate swoops in and takes... What? I mean, can you imagine you're a porch pirate and you get the loot home, you open it up, and you got a can of Grandma?
I mean, who's really more upset in this situation?
Just take a couple spoonfuls from the other ones that are out there.
Well,
make your own.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Terrible. Yeah, the woman, Amy Rost, told WREG in Memphis that she was definitely my rock when it came to grandparents. She was there for all the graduations and birthdays.
Fester, I want to hear about her.
Well, yeah, let's hear more about Grandma being a lovely person.
It's definitely been difficult. It's one of the... Fester's got just...
He just doesn't let you tell me about Grandma.
Talk more about Grandma. Actually, you know what? I rescind my snarky.
Why are you so rude and snarky?
Because what's she saying about her
grandmother?
grandmother?
Why do you have zero tolerance for emotions?
Well, my grandmother went to all the graduations. I wish I had a...
Can I finish the damn story without you being...
ashes.
Without you being angry and nasty?
Listen.
And being cantankerous?
I feel bad for the porch pirate. He get that home.
What is wrong with you?
He did have a bad day.
So all that legwork, you rip off a package, you're expecting a good haul, and you get Grandma's ashes.
What a bad score.
Damn it all.
Is it even in an urn or is it like a box?
Probably like in a Ziploc.
No, it was in an urn.
Well, at least I got an urn out of it.
Grandma died back in October. She was cremated, and her ashes were divided between Rost's father, Jeff, and her aunt.
Yeah, they cut it with a credit card like a big thing of Coke.
Lives in a big pile of Grandma, like on Tony Montagna's desk.
Here's your half.
Say hello to my mother.
Say hello to my little grandma. So
here's your cut. I saw a guy on YouTube sniff his dad's ashes the other day, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. He says that he feels connected to him after he snorted them.
What?
Oh, that's what I was going to clarify. He sniffed him or he snorted him?
Snorted him.
Oh, my God.
Can I please finish?
Sorry.
Can I finish the damn story?
That was just a Froggy fun fact.
All right. So tracking information showed that the package containing Grandma's ashes was delivered on December 4th. But when they went outside to get it off the front porch, nothing was there.
Oh, no.
And they believe the package was grabbed by a porch pirate, a package thief. We've had so many things stolen here. Everything from everything from tables and chairs, a can of Raid, and now Grandma's ashes. So let me ask you a question. If you know that stuff is being stolen, why would you risk having Grandma's ashes shipped conventionally and then potentially put on the porch where it could be stolen? If you know that your neighborhood is ripe for porch pirates.
Yeah, it sounds like a high crime area. They stole a can of Raid.
Raid! You think the soul of Grandma was like, what are you doing? No, you're not my grand... I need a little echo so I could do Dead Grandma.
Oh,
Who are you?
Froggy, this is terrible.
Wait a minute.
Remember, she's from Tennessee.
She's in the urn, right?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. You're not my grandson. Why are you taking me away?
Your granddaughter.
Fester, you're not in there. We're all in here.
Who the hell are you
We're all in here.
How did you guys die?
All right.
I'm Grandpa.
Incidentally, Memphis is ranked the second worst city in the country for porch pirates, according to some report by SafeWise. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a perfect segue into a local story. But the moral of the story, if you got something as important as Grandma's ashes,
Yeah. You make a little trip out of it.
Make a trip. Make a trip. And
Yeah.
or, like next time we get together, I'll have these for you.
Nope, I need you to send them right now, Pop.
Yeah. Well, we have a bust here in Tampa. A porch pirate's been busted, and this porch pirate that worked Seminole Heights had at least apparently 20 different homes under his belt and was finally captured. So TPD arrested Hyson Williams, 42. I wonder if Hyson ever boosted a Dyson.
Nice.
You know,
a nice vacuum.
Yeah.
One of those Dyson vacuums. Guy's name is Hyson. Just put a D in front, you got Dyson. 42 years old. Yeah, that's a great way to go through life. You're 42 years old and you're ripping off packages from people's porches. That's really a phenomenal way to go through life. So TPD looked at security camera footage, Ring doorbell stuff. and I guess found out that this guy had ripped off packages from at least 20 homes in Seminole Heights. This is between October 15th and just last week. And he was charged with 5 counts of felony petty theft, 1 count of felony burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. Lee Burkaw, who is the Tampa police chief, said, this is a statement from TPD, there's no easier target for criminals than packages left in plain view. Don't let criminals enjoy the holidays at your cost. Invest in tools and put into practice techniques that conceal and protect your valuables. They recommend a Porch lockbox to get packages, which, you can get, but, how large of a lockbox if you're getting, big packages or a lot of them. Anyway, utilizing a feature to track a package, ask a friend, neighbor, or family to pick up the package once it's delivered. Requires signature upon delivery. You get those every once in a while. You can also have packages delivered to secure locations. Like you can have a package delivered like to a FedEx office location or like a UPS store. You can have a package delivered there. You can pick it up there. If it's that important, that valuable, you're not going to be home. Like grandma. So good news, TPD busted. I guess they affected a traffic stop. And that's how they found this guy. That's actually, it's a pretty good story.
What, you pull him over, you look in the back seat, and there's all these packages with different names on it?
Yeah, apparently so. He was arrested last week during a traffic stop around 11 p.m. So I wonder if he had all kinds of packages in the vehicle that weren't his.
Oh, come on.
What if that's how the story doesn't go into the details, but they found him through a traffic stop. But look, you got these porch pirates all over the place. One of the things I brought up, I'm in Beach Park in South Tampa. One of the issues that's been plaguing my neighborhood for the last couple of months, mail thieves. You have mail thieves that are rolling around at night.
Well, you're not going to have that happen to you.
Yeah, why is that, Roxanne?
Because you have a P.O. box.
I don't have a mailbox.
Face.
Yep.
Yes.
I have not had a mailbox since I witnessed mail get stolen back on our old street in like 2001.
Too smart for those criminals is what you are.
And then I started having all of my mail. My mail wasn't stolen because I was taking the trash out. And I saw the mail thieves hitting mailboxes on my street. But in Beach Park in the last couple of months in South Tampa, mail thieves have been rolling around and also changing up vehicles. So they're not in the same vehicle. There have been multiple ripoffs. I've had neighbors that had their mail stolen. It's a major issue. 7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. Good news. We start an hour and 20 minutes at least of nonstop MJ next. Fester, you want to talk about the Hal Herman scandal, I believe?
What?
There's a big fallout from everything that happened last week.
Hold on. We
What?
We got a Hal Herman fallout. That's just scratching the surface, folks, of what you're about to hear. I can't even go over everything. But we have a ton of crap next. We got to fill an hour and 20 minutes plus next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, so please stand by. When you're making a move, do not make the wrong move. When you're making a move, you want 2collegebrothers.com moving and storage. Locally owned and operated, Wade, good friend of the MJ Morning Show. In fact... 6 here on a Monday morning. A whole solid week of MJ Morning Show crapcasting began about an hour and 25 minutes ago. So if you're looking for just quality entertainment, if you're looking for morning entertainment, pound for pound, daily, consistently, that cannot be beaten by any other morning show in the Tampa Bay area, you have come to the right place here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, we have a lot going on here. First, though, the Hal Herman controversy. That's right. Hal Herman headlines. Froggy, a lot of people were very concerned with your rambunctious, irresponsible behavior from Friday's broadcast.
It wasn't me. It was Hal. You idiot. Are you ever going to get it right? Gosh.
All right, man.
You just don't know comedy, bro.
You're such a method actor, aren't you?
What's the point? You know, there's people out there that really think Hal's a different person, all right? I don't want to break down the sixth wall. Or even the seventh.
I know that Fester, I don't know where Fester is. I don't know where Fester disappeared to, but Fester apparently heard from many people as well.
About what? I heard that was the best Hal performance in newscast like in a long time.
Dude, you jumped up. I'm sorry, Hal. Hal jumped up on the counter, and Hal did a flying leap onto my head. Fester, you're the one that brought this up. That
Right.
we need to address this. Now, I had numerous people contacting me over the weekend, direct messages on Instagram. I had
Saying that was the most hilarious moment they've ever seen.
I had people send me messages on IG, and you can DM me, folks, at Certified MJ Radio. My DMs are open. You can hit me up anytime you want. You can send me a direct message right now if you want on Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. I heard it from there. I got people emailing me. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. If you ever want to contact me, you ever have any hot gossip, you got some content for the show, some inside scoop, anything, just comments, questions, say hello, mj@mjmorningshow.com. So in both places, I had people concerned, is my neck okay? I mean, because people saw that I was knocked to the ground and disheveled. I had no idea you were going to jump off the top of this.
I wasn't even in the room.
First of all,
I had no idea Hal was going to jump off his counter.
oh, you're going to play along now?
Well, I mean,
and pretend it's not Froggy?
I'm just trying to communicate with the
Hal
subject.
had a shout out to a little fan of his, and you didn't do it.
First of all, we're lucky that the studio furniture didn't collapse.
No kidding.
This is a dilapidated hellhole of a studio, which I'm sure there's termites all riddling up this place as well. So
Yeah, and Hal's not a small guy. He's
Froggy
kind of
gets
overweight.
on top of the counter and does a flying leap like he's on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
In one of those wrestling deals like WWE or something.
I am inspired by wrestling, yes.
And Froggy jumps on me. I'm behind
It was Hal.
All right,
Yes,
Hal.
Hal. I mean, Hal, yeah.
You're
right.
You're doing this now too,
we got to
Roxanne?
separate them.
So Hal Herman takes a flying leap on top of the counter over here and jumps on my head. I get knocked to the ground, and then you see me get up. My headphones are all like twisted and disheveled.
That's the funniest part when your little head pokes up in the video.
Hey, Andrew, can you put this video up somewhere?
I want to see it again.
It was so wrong, Froggy.
It was on Friday's.
wrong.
It was on Friday's MJ TV, and if you go to mjmorningshow.com and you click on MJ TV at the top, you can watch any of our shows. So when you get a chance, you can go back and watch Friday's show. What was Friday? Froggy was
The 8th.
Friday was the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go back and watch we'll get a truncated clip. Froggy,
There is a truncated clip with an adorable photo of you two,
Yeah, put the
Fester and
YouTube
Froggy.
link up.
You
Yeah.
see that adorable photo? You
So-
guys look in love.
So
Again.
that whole Hal Herman segment went from very, very funny with Froggy and I cuddling in the camera while MJ's reading something. Then it goes to you going down Hal going down the first story of Taylor Swift freezing her head.
Yep. And of course, Hal Herman's headlines, everything's erroneous. Nothing is real. It's all phony crap.
Nope, it's all true.
And then we had the Travis Kelce revelation in that particular
I heard
story.
that.
Did he
froze
say the D
something.
word?
Hey, guess what? I need to update this.
Hal Herman is on your side. Your side.
No, Hal Herman is on my head.
Yeah, not on your side.
Hal Herman is knocking me to the ground.
And
I heard
then-
nothing but great response from
Okay.
that.
Everything was great until out of nowhere this person named Tommy.
Yeah, what was that about?
Danny,
this-
what was the name? Who is this person, Froggy?
I forget. I don't even know what you're talking
Say,
about.
who did Hal want to acknowledge?
Oh, Little Thomas.
Little Thomas.
Little Thomas is my friend's kid.
Little Thomas.
Yes.
And you
You
start
wanted to
yelling
sh-
at MJ to
yeah.
do it. And before you
I
know
never
it,
said no.
I told him, I'm
You just
listening
wouldn't
to,
do it.
I'm
I
listening
told
to
you
the
to give him-
audio, and I'm watching the whole thing, and MJ's not saying, no, screw Little Thomas. And Froggy starts, and the camera was on me at the time. First step onto the thing, the whole camera starts shaking.
Yes.
And then it transfers over to MJ's camera, and and all you see is like Froggy's ass on top of the console, and MJ like, get down, and you jump on the poor guy, and you take him to the ground, and then you kick him.
This is live on the air. Then he's kicking me in the ribs, and then people were concerned about how I was.
Those are working
All right,
kicks.
Anyway, what is the best video, and where is it, and how can we make it easy for people to watch? Where's the best quick video
The best-
of what happened?
yeah, I'll tell you.
Of the attack. Where is it?
The best quick video is on YouTube.
Well, the whole YouTube is the extended version. There's been a smaller clip, I think, that's been put on our
All
Instagram.
right, do me a
Okay.
favor. Andrew, can you collect all the various clips and post them on mjmorningshow.com on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show?
Fester's video of it is already there.
Oh, that's already up there.
Yeah, my video we put
All
up
right.
right away.
Okay, so if you go to mjmorningshow.com and As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, there are some quick truncated clips, or the one is up, we'll get others up there so you can see the attack that I endured on Friday's show from Hal freaking Herman, whatever.
With all the stuff I've jumped through on this show, I finally got the jump on you.
So I get a text message like late at night, like at 9:30 at night, from somebody in our sales department. I missed it. I missed the show this morning, but what the hell is this? Did Hal attack MJ?
Yes, Hal attacked MJ.
Was this real or was
Yes,
it
it was
a
real.
stunt?
I had no. Well, I guess everything's a stunt.
So,
but
but,
did I know that this was coming? No,
And
I
it's
did
like,
not.
I write back. I read everything we do is real. I mean, you saw MJ get jumped. You saw it. That's what
Right.
happened.
We do plenty of stunts on the show,
Does she-
but the stunts are real.
What does she
all right?
care? What does she
And then she
care?
writes, "This is so wrong in so
All right,
many ways."
Who is this?
I'm not sure why this was even posted on social media
All right,
to perpetrate this
hold on.
violence.
Which salesperson?
Froggy kicking MJ? Question mark.
which-
Seriously?
Which salesperson?
Who is this?
Joan.
Joan Rodriguez?
Yes. In the late, like it's dark out. The kids are already in bed, and I get a text. My wife's like, "Hey, it's texting you," and I'm like, "Joan?" I'm like, I love talking to Joan, but not
Yes, Joan, it's all real.
9:00 on Friday night.
You've only been in radio for 30 years. You know
but
how
she's-
real it
But
is.
then she knows that this was really violent. I mean, another point is not exactly to hurt us, or at least to not hurt MJ.
You know what? All I got on my post of it on Froggy MJ Radio was nothing but hilarious, best moment they've ever seen, thanks to Hal.
Yeah, because only people that follow you on Instagram are like your weird relatives and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lou.
Some-
No, you have good engagement on your page.
Was it a stunt?
Thanks, Rob.
Yes. Was it real? Yes. Was it unexpected? Yes.
Was it funny?
Yes.
Was it funny? Yes.
Yes, it was.
It was funny, and you know what? I'm lucky that I was not hurt because
but I do-
I could have been seriously injured.
I did a little bit of wrestling in my day. I know how to jump on you and
But
not hurt you.
the recipient is also in on it. I was not in on you jumping on me with the full weight of your, 175 pounds? What do you weigh?
About
180?
210.
Whatever you weigh.
And then the morbid replies from our listeners encouraging this violence. This was funny to listen to. I loved it. Glad to see he tackled MJ. MJ's always interrupting everybody. This is unacceptable, people. MJ certainly did not expect that.
Anyway, all right, let me
It
move.
was a big moment.
Let me move along here.
Why don't you put that in a promo?
Because there's no audio. It's just this.
Exactly.
I love violence on a show. It just
What?
See?
I do.
What is wrong with? What do you mean you love violence on a
if
show?
I'm gonna take the time to watch a show, I want it to have a little sex, a little violence, a little bad language. Like
there's
I like.
some.
Which one would you like to be involved in this episode, Roxanne?
There's one thing for sure, MJ. There's some shows,
little sex or a
some
little
shows out there in Tampa that do the same thing at the same time every day, and it stinks. You'll never know what
No,
happens on this
never.
show, baby.
It's a good point. I mean, there's so many shows are like just scripted sounding, and
Yeah.
most of the morning shows around here are just predictable and
Right,
dull
okay.
and boring. You never know what's going to happen on that show. This show. That's a very good point.
You're not going to see their coach jump on the host.
Moving along. Moving along.
I loved it.
Are you a left lane lingerer?
Oh, not me.
You know, I use every excuse. I look for every opportunity to be actually in the right lane.
Me too.
I like to be, if I have a clear, I'll give you an example. On the way home from here, 4th Street to 275 to the Howard Franklin, for me to get over to the Tampa side, I look for every reason to be in the number 3 or number 4 lane. Of course, number 1 lane is the left lane. Number 2 is the lane next. Then Howard Franklin, you've got 4 lanes. I look for every opportunity to be in the 3rd or 4th lane. And you have some people that just want to cruise and linger and loiter and be a loser and just sit in the left lane. Well, guess what? There is a new Florida bill which is circulating that would target drivers that cruise in the left lane. A proposal. What's the date on this thing? Is this I guess this is consideration during the 2024 legislative session. Similar bills were filed in previous sessions but did not pass. So, yeah, let me give you what the details are. This is from News Service of Florida. A proposal that would restrict drivers from cruising in highway left lanes with a little comment. The House Transportation and Modal Subcommittee.
Oh, the Modal Subcommittee.
Unanimously approved the bill, blah, blah, blah. All of us who travel back and forth to Tallahassee experience frustration on the major highways and frustration caused by drivers impeding the flow of traffic. I thought that there were already laws that covered this. I thought that, so I was scratching my head. I'm like, aren't there already laws on the books to cover this? I know, like trucks, and that bothers the hell out of me when you have like a tractor trailer that'll sit in the left lane.
Yeah.
For instance, we were driving to Clearwater. When were we going? We were it was when I went to Nona Slice House, and I'll get into that in a minute. But we were heading over for lunch, and there was a truck, a tractor that just sat in the left lane on the Courtney Campbell the whole damn way. So I could have sworn that we already have laws on the books in Florida that you can't stay in the left lane unless you're passing.
I think now it becomes an offense where they could pull you over for it.
Let me give you the details. So this is some subcommittee that I've never ever heard of. Apparently they put this through, so it's going to be up for, I guess, vote in the next legislative session coming up next year. So people that sit in the left lane, according to the bill sponsor, Jenna Persons Molika from Fort Myers, she said this creates a dangerous situation when drivers unnecessarily camp out in the left lane. It leads to blocking traffic flow, less predictability, more encounters, more passing maneuvers, and more opportunities for accidents. The bill would set non-criminal fines of up to $158 for using the left lane unless drivers are attempting to pass other motorists. It would provide several exceptions, such as when motorists are directed to use certain lanes or to drive around obstructions. Senator Keith Perry of Gainesville has filed an identical Senate bill for consideration during the 2024 upcoming legislative session, which starts on January 9th. Similar bills were filed for the 2023 session, but did not pass.
Yeah, because we heard about this a year ago.
Yeah.
Those never made it.
No, but I could have sworn that there were laws on the books about using the left lane. Well, apparently they're going to try to get this through this time, but left lane lingerers, they piss me off because you have some folks. What is it? Why does someone want to sit in the left lane and in many cases drive even under the speed limit? I see it all the time.
They don't understand how to drive. They're stupid people.
I think people get easily distracted now when they're driving, and they zone out. You ever drive and you show up someplace and you're like, how did I even get here?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, but
you drive 7 miles down the road and you're like, oh man, where have I actually been for the? I don't remember.
It happens to everybody.
Where have I been?
But Froggy.
Doesn't happen to me.
That never happened to him.
You get hypnotized is what it
But,
is.
you get into that lane and maybe you speed up for a little bit, then you're easing off the gas. I was in the left lane cruising down 275, and I thought I was going pretty fast. I was passing cars on the right. And then some guy behind me, I could see him coming up. He's driving 30 miles an hour faster than I am. I just got out of the way.
Well, that's called reckless driving.
Listen, I wasn't looking for a fight that morning.
Right. Anyway, I hate left lane lingerers. Get the hell out of the left lane if you're not passing. Like I said, I look for every possible reason to not be in the left lane. So I fully support legislation with teeth and fines to pull people over for just sitting there and lollygagging and just cruising in the left lane at the speed limit or under the speed limit. Get the bleep over.
Did you say how much the fines are up to?
Yeah, I said 158.
Wow.
I think they should officially make the charge lollygagging left lane lingerer. And
Love
then
it.
the police officer has to say that when you get pulled over.
Bucket.
Do you know why I pulled you over? No, officer. Lollygagging.
Hey,
Left lane lingerer.
Speaking of vehicle-related items, I just learned something during the last break. Froggy, you were out of the room.
Yes.
Fester, you were out of the room. In fact, you were 2 minutes late coming back to the show.
I had issues.
And I don't want to hear about your issues. So Roxanne wants to talk to me a lot off the air. I don't get it. Don't we talk? I'm kidding around.
No, you're not.
No,
Hey, hold
but
on.
Roxanne, you talk to me a lot off the.
I drink all my coconut coffee and I'm all
So-
like jacked up on coffee and I want to
For
chat.
years, the unwritten rule is we talk when we're on the air.
I'm here to break rules.
During the commercial break, let MJ prep the next segment. Let him get his mind right for the next
Well,
segment.
also-
and don't really talk to him.
Listen, I'm not yelling at Roxanne because I actually learned something very interesting here.
1 out of 100. Hey, so today I went to this restaurant and guess what they had? They had chickpeas. And they're
especially-
fantastic. And the chickpeas I haven't had
I don't
chickpeas in
even
so
like
long.
chickpeas.
When was the last time you had chickpeas, MJ? Oh my gosh.
Can I finish here, Fester?
Oh, please.
So the last break is even more important than most because I'm just kind of lining up an hour and 20 minutes of content. I'm trying to get an hour and 20 minutes of crap lined up. No one does an hour and 20 minutes plus nonstop like we do on this program. So, Roxanne, I don't even know how the conversation began, but I just learned something brand new about Roxanne. Roxanne, are you sighing over there?
I don't think this is I think it's smart. I think it's really smart.
Oh, listen, hold on. I'm not chastising you. I just said I'd learned something new. When Roxanne orders an Uber to the house, or if she's being returned home via Uber, do you know what Roxanne does, Froggy or Fester?
Sits in the front.
No.
She hotboxes the driver.
Come on, guys.
I mean, what? I mean,
What is the matter with
we've all
you?
been in Ubers.
What's the matter with you? Hang on, just stop. I'm just going to. Roxanne, when she orders an Uber, she puts a neighbor's house down as the pickup. Roxanne does not want to be picked up at her house, and for the drop off, she doesn't want to be dropped off at her house. You don't want the Uber driver to know where you live? What do you think? The Uber driver's a freaking axe murderer? What do you think? Ted Bundy?
No, but
is your driver?
It's a stranger, but it could be anybody.
Oh,
it could
stranger.
be anybody.
Uber stranger danger?
Doug
That's a good idea, actually.
It is a great idea. Doug thinks I'm like when I do it when he's in town. He's like, "Why are you doing this?" But he actually thinks it's a good idea when he's out of town. But like I went home to an empty house on Saturday, so I didn't want to be dropped off at my empty house. It could
The
be
Uber driver doesn't know that it's an empty house. Come on, I am not afraid of the Uber driver. So
I'm not afraid.
MJ's
I'm
afraid of everything else, but not the Uber.
Yeah, you're afraid of coffee. You're afraid of coconut flavored coffee.
Mailboxes.
Look, I'm not classifying it as like an Uber Lyft. Like I know, and Doug is like, well, these people are vetted. You're fine, Roxanne. It's just a stranger that I just gave the gate code to get into my neighborhood, and you're dropping me off at my house by myself. Nobody's home, so I just go to my neighbor's house and pretend like that's my house.
Oh, so you want your neighbor to get murdered is what it is.
Yeah, right.
That's what.
No, my neighbor's a guy, so he's
and he shows up dead.
You want your neighbor to get murdered or have their door kicked in and have a home invasion or something.
Question.
Yes.
Brian wouldn't care.
Does
He's
your
fine.
neighbor know that you use his or their house as your primary address on Uber?
Well, he probably does now because I had to stand there for a while on Saturday night while I was waiting for the Uber driver, who was probably being very nice and making sure I got in safely.
Oh, he waited?
So the Uber. Oh, that kind of puts a little crimp in your plans.
Yeah, it did.
When the Uber driver waits for you to go to the house and you're in a house that you can't get into because it's not your house. What do you just after 5 minutes just wave him off? It's okay.
No, it was kind of like
going inside, man?
I mean, Froggy, wouldn't you be grateful to the Uber driver who waits for the safety of your wife to make sure
sweet.
she gets into the house so there's absolutely no
Listen,
problems?
I just want to look at your butt as you walked in the house.
I'm not chastising Roxanne. I'm just saying that that's kind of interesting that you won't have an Uber take you to your house or get picked up at your house that you're using a stunt house. you're using
Yeah, it's a son.
it's a stunt house.
what I did too is it was kind of like he couldn't see the entire front door. It was kind of like an alcove. So then when I realized he wasn't pulling away, I like flattened myself against the one side to make it look
to
like
pretend like you got in. So wait a minute, you're doing body acrobatics to pretend. So you're flattening yourself against the wall.
What's next?
Like
Hiding
you're
in a bush?
like you're a cockroach squeezing through a crevice.
Does your neighbor have a camera? Does he have footage of this? This
I'm
is
sure he
fantastic.
does. I'm sure he does.
Let's call him up. We need it.
Yeah.
You know, it probably tripped his Ring doorbell, and he's looking at this freako neighbor. What is she doing? Why is she like flattening herself against my wall?
What time of night was this?
Probably 11:30. I don't do it often.
Was he out or asleep or watching TV? And he's like, his phone just alerting him. Bring, 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 bring.
There's Roxanne.
Bring, bring. Who the hell is this?
Holy crap. Anyway, Roxanne revealed this to me during the last break, and I thought it was important enough to discuss. So on excuse me, on Friday, Michelle and I had lunch at the Nona Slice House. Remember I said, hey, Michelle had a great idea. Let's, instead of having Friday night date night, let's have a date lunch. And then we can, be home really early and just open up a bottle of wine, watch a couple of movies or catch up on The Crown. So with the new season of The Crown, just, I guess it dropped, and then the part 1 and part 2, and this is the final season of The Crown. And Michelle and I are real latecomers. We're just about to finish season 3. I think we've got 1 or 2 episodes left in season 3. And then we got to get through 4 and 5. And then season 6 is the last season of The Crown, which is out now. And so we're catching up. It was just a great plan. Michelle had a great suggestion. So we go to the Nona Slice House, which I first was able to experience back in August. It's been on my list for a long time, and we finally went last August, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And they've got 3 kinds of pizza. They've got the Detroit, slice, and they do it right in the blue steel pan, just like they do up in Detroit. They've got an Old World, which is more like a Neapolitan style, and then they have a New York slice. So when we went in August, it was Michelle and me, as well as Julian was home, and we ordered all 3. And we took, the remainder home, but I wanted to try all 3 different pizzas, and they were all really good. So we've been, dying to get back. And Michelle's like, hey, why don't we do date lunch at Nona Slice House in Safety Harbor? So we go, and of course, on Friday's show, I said, hey, Michelle and I are going to have a date lunch. If you're a listener, stop by. Right? and you can't sit at our table. I'm not going to buy you lunch, but hey, stop by and say hi. Would you believe like 3 dozen people were there? I mean, over 30 people, 35, 36, whatever it was.
That's cool.
It was really a good turnout.
Where's the pictures of all these people? I want to see.
With a couple. You know what? I didn't. They all got pictures with me. So almost everyone there asked for a picture. So I took pictures with everyone. I didn't take pictures and post them. I let people have their moment. They took a picture.
Dude, don't you feel awkward?
But no, it was great. It was really great. And in fact, did you see the McKenna, the pizza spinner? Did you see her, the video that I shot?
Yeah, I saw her just spinning the hell out of that dough.
Yeah, so
that was awesome.
McKenna, that's stunt dough, by the way. But McKenna works at Nona Slice Shop, and she won this like international pizza convention award in Las Vegas last year, and she's the world champion pizza spinner.
And is she making an appearance or something?
No, she works there.
Oh.
And then she went out to Vegas and she entered the competition. There's this huge, listen, Vegas is big for all these trade shows. There's this huge pizza trade show and convention that draws like pizza owners from across the planet. And she entered the competition and she won the pizza spinning deal. So you got to see her. She's just wicked with this pizza dough. She's got like this stunt, plastic dough. That
Did you have to request for her to come out and do it?
No, they just did it. They just brought her out.
Get out there and
they call it the dough show. So if you go to the Nona Slice House, you can request, if she's there, request her to come out and do the dough show.
That's nice.
And you got to see this video. The video is on my Instagram. See, there's another reason why you should follow me on Instagram, because you never know. I got a Persian belly dancer on my Instagram from Saturday night. Hey, I'll get to that in a second.
Did you tip all these people?
Hey, hang on a minute. So go to my Instagram and see the Nona Slice House McKenna dough show and watch her spin. The acrobatics she does with this dough are insane.
Yes, that's why she's the world champion.
So
I see swoop through her hair a couple times.
Well, it's like plastic. He said it's not going to end up on somebody's
fake.
plate.
Oh yeah, she's rolling it across her shoulders. I mean, it's unbelievable. And people are like, I hope she's not using that to make my pizza. No, she's not. She's not. The pizza's delicious. Anyway, go see this video. It's at Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, and see this dough show. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, give me a follow. If you don't like my crap, then unfollow me. But there's a lot of stuff up there. Certified MJ Radio. Anyway, so 35, 36. I mean, the turnout was amazing. The number of people. And then there were folks there was a table of 8 people. And at the very end, I'm leaving and they're leaving. They're like, hey, MJ. I'm like, so did you guys come out because you knew I was going to be here? Yeah, we just didn't want to bother you. So I don't know. I don't know how many other people were there that didn't say hi.
You're like the worst detective ever. The people have eight people at this table. They're looking over. Psst, there he is. And you're like, oh, this pizza's so good.
But listen, great turnout. And of course, what did I say? Legally Blind Mike showed up.
Oh, good.
What? Oh my!
So,
hi guys.
What did he sit facing a wall?
Hey, remember when I had folks meet me at the Colony Grill for the great Stamford, Connecticut bar pie?
Yes.
So when I was at Colony, Legally Blind Mike came out he spent like $50 on an Uber to get there.
What a hump!
Yeah, he didn't want to be dropped off there. He got dropped off at Shake Shack instead. He was concerned. Roxanne.
Good for him.
No, I'm kidding. So, this was at Tampa Midtown.
Around the corner.
So Legally Blind Mike was there, and it was weird. I get there, and he's already mowed through 2 slices, and then the minute I get there, he leaves. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, hey, MJ, I got a great idea for the show. I'm like, what is it, Mike? Well, you got to call me. You got to call me on Monday. So I don't know what I'm about to get blindsided with from Legally Blind Mike.
Legally Blind Mike. Legally Blind Mike. Say Mikey Crash. Say Mikey Crash.
All right, Legally Blind Mike has some kind of an idea that he wants to run by me that he says I'm going to love. And I'm not going to want to wait to implement this and do this concept on the show.
It's not going to be better than when he wanted to be incubated or intubated. What is it?
He wanted to be
Incubated and intubated.
He wanted to be intubated.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Intubated.
that.
It was bizarre because of all the COVID intubations.
Right. But
He
then,
calls us up and he's like, "Yeah, hey, what do you think if I get intubated?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
You would nutcase.
I have no idea where this is going. So
Medically freeze his head.
we got to start giving out Legally Blind Mike's phone number like you give out Fester's number, Froggy.
He'd love it.
Yeah.
He'd ask people for rides.
I have no idea where this is
We're
going.
sorry. You must first dial a 1 or 0.
Oh, geez, am I going to go through this crap again? All right. 1727 910. All right. Hopefully this goes through. Because remember, sometimes you dial 1, it says you don't need to dial a 1. I'm like, what?
Hello.
Here we go. Legally Blind Mike, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
What's going on, MJ?
Let me ask you a question. You go to Nona's Slice House to meet us, and we get there, and you leave within like 2.5 minutes. What was that all about?
Well, what happened, MJ, I got there probably about 10 minutes before you did, and then I had to wait for them to open. And then I was like, well...
Yeah, they opened at noon.
You're just sitting there waiting?
I got there at 12:06, and he had already been through 2 slices.
I got there like at 12, I don't know, 50, something like
No,
that.
11:50.
11:50, right. So anyway, my idea is, and let me tell you how this all...
No, hold on. First of all, why did you, when I got there, you left? I don't understand.
He's going to tell you.
Well, I didn't want to bother you. You and Michelle sitting there saying hi to people. I mean, I said hi, and, I ate, and then I left.
All right, so Legally Blind Mike says, hey, I've got a great idea, but I got to tell you about it on the show on Monday.
Right.
Okay, well, here we are. We're on the show on Monday. So, Mike, this better be a good idea because I'm giving you valuable real estate here.
Okay, let me just give you a little backstory, and then we'll go in.
Oh, great.
So, on the weekends, I get dings on my phone, and it says, and folks, this is why you have to follow Certified MJ Radio. I get a ding, and I open it up, right? There's MJ putting a tomahawk steak in the oven. Another time I get a ding. There's MJ making his rice and pokey whatever salmon bowl. But you know what, guys? My ultimate favorite is the one where alcoholic MJ sits at the table
Yeah.
in between 2 microphones that look like something out of the Arthur Godfrey age while he's boozing down a bottle of whiskey.
yeah.
That's my...
Hold on, that was my state of the contract video about the MJ Morning Show returning next year, and I shot a video at my kitchen table, and I got 2 of my old antique RCA microphones. I got the 77DX and the 44BX, and you'll recognize them. If you see like the Elvis movie, you see when you see the old movies. I've got 2 of the classic old RCA microphones that I set up as props. To give the state of the MJ contract address a couple of weeks ago. And listen, I took a swig of some Macallan 18. All right.
Okay, MJ.
All right, so what's your idea? So you like my videos on Instagram. What's your idea?
Well, I want in on that action. Remember when we were kids, how you'd have a close friend and you'd have a sleepover? So I want MJ to take this listener lunch one step further. I want you to have listeners come and stay with you over the weekend, but I want to be the first one so that I can eat all that good food and drink all that booze and become an alcoholic myself.
A listener pajama party introducing alcoholism.
First of all, I am not an alcoholic. You know what? I had.
You know how? Hold on. You know how I knew you were an alcoholic?
I am not an alcoholic. This past weekend, I had 2 glasses of wine. The last week, I had 2 glasses of wine.
No. Listen, MJ. Okay?
Yes.
First, you pour it in the little glass, and you're like, this is good stuff. And then you just, the heck with the glass. I'm just going to drink it straight from the bottle. And that's how I knew you were a closet alcoholic.
I'm not a closet alcoholic.
You're so right.
Jeez, Michael.
Guess
Being
what?
outrageous.
But listen, Legally Blind Mike, I have not had a sip of whiskey since I shot that video 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have not had whiskey since then. The whole last week, I had 2 glasses of wine on Friday night because a listener brought me a bottle of Pinot, and I'm not usually a Pinot drinker because it's a little too light for me. But I had a dude named Brett. Brett is a yacht salesman, and Brett. Hey, let me find his email. So Brett came out. Brett listens to the show, and he owns a yacht sales company, like pre-owned yachts and boats. And he came out to have lunch at Nona Slice House, and he brought me a bottle of wine. So Michelle and I opened that wine up. Let me find his email. So Brett owns the place. Let me see here. Brett, here we go. The name of his company is Edwards Yacht Sale. Edwards Yacht Sales, Tampa Bay. So Edwards Yacht Sales, and Brett's the owner. And he brought me a bottle of wine. And we opened that on Friday night, and that's what I had 2. Michelle had 2, I had 2, and that was it. That's the only alcohol I had for the whole week. So you back it down a little bit.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do, MJ? When I come to your house, I don't know what weekend it's going to be. You're going to set up the microphones. Only this time, you and I are going to sit at that table and be alcoholics together.
So Legally Blind Mike's idea is that I invite listeners. I hold a contest and have listeners stay at my house for the weekend, and I cook for them and entertain them?
Yep.
And you want to be the first one invited?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's do it this weekend.
I want to be the maiden voyage.
Come over this weekend, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, what are you doing this weekend? That's fine.
Guys,
you're traveling this weekend.
Guys, would you please just knock it off. Don't encourage this. Mike.
Why? I think it's a great idea.
Mike, I'm not having listeners or you stay at my house for the weekend.
Because this is the first one, Mike, we should have you stay on Wednesday and Thursday so we can talk about it during this week's shows.
Listen to this. I spend enough time. I spend 20 hours a week with live programming. 20 hours a week I spend with our listeners. Mike, you're not staying at my house.
I think it would be fun. And then it could just be like...
No, come on, MJ. Really, ask Michelle. You know what, MJ? All kidding aside, I've known you for 20 years, and you've been a fairly busy man. You raised 2 kids. You do 2 shows. So I thought now that things have slowed down a bit, the kids are grown, you only do 1 show, this is the perfect time to do this. We never had an opportunity.
He's got a good point.
Michelle was up late last night because she's, we're going on a holiday trip, and Michelle's packing. So Michelle went to bed well after me last night. So I don't know if she's awake or Michelle, if you are listening, text me right now. What do you think of Legally Blind Mike's idea of him spending the weekend at our house and then opening it up to MJ Morning Show listeners to spend the night at MJ's house contest?
It'd be so cute. You could watch Netflix shows.
Yeah, how about spend the night at Roxanne's house or Roxanne's neighbor's house? You don't want the listeners to know. Yeah, send our listeners to Roxanne's neighbor's house. Yes.
I can make the rounds. We could do your house first, then I go stay with Froggy and Fester, and we can film.
Mike, listen, Mike,
I'll push you off my dock.
Mike, I got to run. Mike, I got to run, but
Love you, Mike.
Mike, you're not staying in my house.
All right, MJ, love you.
Mike, wait.
What?
Can you still be intubated, though?
If you can set it up, yeah.
I'll tell you what. What if you get intubated and what if you're intubated at my house and we set up a hospital bed in my back spare bedroom? How about that?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll set up a medical stretcher and an IV with D5W, Ringer's lactate, whatever.
That's an idea.
Goodbye, Mike.
All right, MJ, thank you.
Oh, my
what
God.
A nut.
Stay at MJ's house.
That's the big idea.
Well, I didn't know what it was. He swore that I was going to like it. I don't like it.
I think you should do it. Give him a chance.
I don't like it. Hey, Fester, you sent me this guy that's screwing with people. Do we know which amusement park that was or where that ride was?
It looks like a janky amusement park.
What is that ride called?
It looks like an atomic drop or
It's
something.
a free fall ride.
Yeah, a free fall ride. Okay.
Fester sends me this video link. Fester digs up the weirdest crap on Reddit. Fester sends me this, and it's from a Reddit subgroup called Perfectly Cut Screams. That's a Reddit subgroup?
How much Reddit stuff do
So
you follow?
hold on. I mainly follow the What's Trending page on Reddit.
Yep.
And it harvests from all these groups. I don't go to all these groups.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's like a culling, or there's a...
There's a main feed. It kind of, once it gets to know you, it kind of tailors what it thinks you'll like. And now Reddit
it's
knows.
kind of like the Chinese Communist TikTok algorithm to take you down the rabbit holes.
So, mind you, my Reddit
Yeah.
is full of twerking videos because it knows what I like. And occasionally I get funny videos like this. And the thing is, they don't offer any backstory or any context or where it even happened or who this guy is, like a news report would. It's just a video, and it is what it is. And I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is hysterical.
It's a free fall drop ride. You know, you go all the way up like a tall platform, and then I've seen some of these free falls that have like
I've seen this.
They have like some of the rides have like 6 people that are strapped in, and you're at the top of a tower, and then they hit the button, and the thing free falls all the way, and you're like weightless for a little bit.
See, Disney has like what the
Tower of Terror.
Hollywood Studios has the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
I mean, Busch Gardens has like the
I hate
Falcon's
those.
Fury, where you go up the big pole.
It's horrifying.
Right. But this one, the reason why I say it's janky is because it's only like a 2-seater.
It's a 2-top, yeah. So it's only 2 at a time.
You're not. I don't think. Are you talking about the one where the girl's boob flies out?
No.
You're talking about something
Why
else.
don't you sit back and let the show come to you,
Yeah.
jackass?
Why don't you quit guessing over there? So this guy, it's like a video. It's like a minute and 20 seconds long, and this guy's little funny act is he pretends that there's something wrong with the ride before he hits the button for it to drop.
Dude,
Wait, you mean the guy who's running the ride?
Yes.
The guy who hits the button.
my
The guy who
gosh.
makes sure everything. All right,
So-
you guys are good.
This guy's gig.
You're gonna cause a heart attack.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
not cool.
And there's an old guy in there too. So this guy's gag is they get to the top of the platform. They're seated in this ride. He's about to push the button for this thing to free fall to the bottom. And then he says stuff like, "Oh, I think I forgot to do your shoulder harnesses." And then he hits the button.
That's so not cool.
Or he says, "Oh, I think there's a malfunction. Wait, something's wrong over here. Let me get the manual." And then he pushes the button and the thing drops.
Oh, there's a knot in the chain. Hold on a second.
So I have the audio, and there are like, I don't know, 10 or 12 different ones.
It's so wrong.
This is totally wrong. And the people are like, what? He didn't do my shoulder harness! All right, here, listen to this. Listen.
Hold on, ladies. There's a knot in the chain. Let me fix it.
Oh my gosh.
What was that? Something about the chain?
Yeah, a knot in the
There's a
chain.
knot in the chain. All right.
My dummy. I'm so dumb. I forgot to put the shoulder straps on. Hold
So the last thing there is,
my
oh,
gosh.
I'm so dumb. I
Yeah.
forgot to put your shoulder straps on.
And he's totally like in character. He's like, oh, shucks, I'm so dumb.
And then he hits the button. When
Yeah.
you hear that little, that's the thing releasing for this like 100-foot or 200-foot free fall for it to go to the ground. So this guy's quite the little yuckster, huh? All right, here's some more.
on, guys. Your shoulder straps. They're right behind you. You gotta pull them on down.
So the guy's as the guy's reaching to find his shoulder straps, he hits the button, and the things, and there are no shoulder straps. There are no shoulder straps, and the guy's reaching back for them, and he's feeling all over the place. And he hits the button, and the free fall just drops.
I mean, I don't mind a little role play like on Jungle Cruise at Disney World, you know, when they fake you out with the. You know,
be careful! There are crocodiles in here, or whatever.
And then a mechanical crocodile comes out of the water.
You know, there have been reports of alligators. There's been reports of a 16-footer. You know.
I don't mind that, but I don't like safety
Hang on,
or no safety role play.
There's more. Hang on, here's more.
Hold on, guys. It's showing empty. I think I know what's wrong. It ain't got no gas in it. Hold on.
It's showing empty.
Oh, my God.
Ain't got no gas in it. Then he hits the button. They fall. Hang on.
Something wrong with the thingamadoodle. Let me check it out a little bit.
Something wrong with the thingamadoodle.
I was just thinking in my head, like, what vernacular is he going to reach for
And then,
next?
then they're looking around, like the people that are like on the ride, they're looking around. What do you mean there's something wrong with the thingamadoodle? Then he hits the button and it goes into free fall. Can you imagine what you're thinking? Oh my God, there's something wrong and this thing just dropped?
Oh, man.
All right, hang on, here's some more.
Something's wrong with your seatbelt. I gotta come check it.
Something's wrong with your seatbelt. I gotta come check it.
I'm trying to think how I would feel about that.
I know. Okay, let me ask this question. How long is that ride? How many seconds?
I'm sure just a couple.
I'm sure it's like a 3-second drop or something. But the guy's even, what he's doing, he'll say, "Oh, there's something wrong with your seatbelt. And he starts to walk over. And as he's walking toward them, he's hitting the button as he's walking away.
You know, it's funny. He makes that ride go from scary to completely horrifying.
Yeah, and
just with like a couple words.
Yeah, he makes it go from 3 seconds to like 60 seconds because the 3 seconds feels like an hour.
There's a few more here.
Check safety manual. Hold on, I got that manual over here.
He says, I got to check the safety manual. I got the manual over here. And then he reaches and then he hits the button and drops him.
You can.
Hold on, ladies. Number one thing, I forgot the shoulder strap.
Number one thing, I forgot the shoulder straps. And then you had two ladies on there. And then one of these, it's like an older guy. I'm like, my God, if the ride doesn't give him a heart attack, it's this guy's little pre-drop act that's going to give the guy the heart attack.
If you want to take a stroll down memory lane and watch your life flash before you,
right?
You can ride that ride.
Yes. Oops, I forgot the shoulder straps. There's a few more here.
Forgot to put the shoulder straps on. Let me get them real quick.
I think shoulder straps are his favorite.
I forgot something. I know it. I forgot the gravy. Hold on.
I forgot the gravy.
I mean,
he ran out of stuff.
He gets a little loose. Yeah. But I thought this guy was fantastic.
Last one here.
Hold on, guys. There's something wrong with the medulla oblongata. Let me check it real quick.
Medulla oblongata. Yeah. That's your brain, right?
Yeah, well, part of your
part of it.
Part of the brain. That's pretty funny stuff.
I saw that and I was like, man, this guy's funny.
Thank you, Fester. That was
That's really good stuff.
Hey, you want to hear what else Fester sent me from Reddit? Here's another one.
You love Reddit.
Yeah, you do.
Listen, this is another question on a Reddit subgroup. Is there a non-harmful amount of time that I could be microwaved?
What? For some reason, I thought of
what?
This is a deep question.
Listen to this. If a grown man was put into a man-sized microwave and was turned on for 3 seconds, would I be horrifically burned? How long would I be able to be in there before getting injured? This is a hypothetical question. How long could you go into a human-sized microwave oven and have it turned on before you'd have problems?
I mean, if there were a microwave that you could physically, as a person, fit into, I mean, what if they put it on for like 5 seconds? It doesn't even melt cheese.
Yeah, I don't think it would do anything.
Or would it?
Or would it kill you?
These are some of the questions being asked on Reddit.
Some really deep stuff.
Is that like the stoner talk section?
I don't know what the hell
I
it
think
is.
that's one of the there are no dumb questions.
No, yes there are. Yes, that whole thing, there are no dumb questions. That is one of the biggest lies that humanity has ever invented. There are lots of dumb questions. When anyone says, by the way, there are no dumb questions. No, yes, there are. There are plenty of dumb questions.
I want to put that to the test anytime I hear that. Let's see if we can't come up with some.
Oh, my God. You want to hear something funny? Dennis Phillips.
Okay.
Dennis Phillips.
Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News, chief meteorologist. And he sent me a text that his Christmas display deal and the hot chocolate and popcorn on Saturday night. He said it was an overwhelming success, and he said that tons of people came by and heard about it on the MJ Morning Show. And he said, yeah, people are like, hey, Dennis, I heard you on the MJ Morning Show. So he had all kinds of new people coming by because of Dennis appearing on the show. If you don't know the deal, and I got something funny, hang on, this is cute. So Dennis Phillips decorates his house like Clark Griswold.
Yeah.
And Dennis Phillips lives up in Palm Harbor. and gives out his address and his neighborhood, and people come by. And then like 2 Saturdays in December, it was this past Saturday, and I think it's maybe the next Saturday, they do hot chocolate and popcorn. And you pay $1, but it all goes to charity, and it's really cool. So huge turnout. He's had like half-mile backups. So Dennis has to hire off-duty Pinellas County deputy sheriffs to do traffic management.
That's a reasonable amount of expense on his part, right?
That's not the funny thing. Dennis tells me the story that he was contacted. Somebody tipped off. You know that ABC show, The Great Christmas Tree Light Fight?
I don't watch that. Never heard of it.
There's a local house that's going to be on that show.
Well, that's why I'm bringing this up.
It's not Dennis.
No. They contacted him.
It's in Valrico.
Yeah. So ABC, the TV show, ABC's The Great Christmas Light Fight, where you have like the whole premise of the show, I believe, and I've never seen it, but I'm aware of it.
I've seen it.
All right, so you have neighbors that are battling it out to see who has the better light display?
No, it's not neighbors. It's just houses. They battle against each other.
They find two houses right next to each other. So it's like Bill from Valrico against somebody from Austin, Texas or something.
Jerry in Parma, Ohio or something.
It's basically in who has the craziest, most awesomely decorated house.
So there's a home owned by Audra and Rodney Burton. Anybody know the Burtons? Hey, Audra and Rodney Burton, are you listening right now? Does anyone know them? Call us quickly. 800-990-1047. If anyone knows Audrey and Rodney Burton in Valrico, I guess they have 120,000 LED pixels, and they're going to be on this great American... Were they on last night? They might have been on last night.
What's the prize? Did they win?
I don't know. If anyone knows the Burtons... Give us a call. If you know the Burtons in Valrico with their Christmas lights, or if you are Audra or Rodney Burton, call us up. 800-990-1047. Hey, I'll take a stab at it. But here's the funny thing. The TV show gets a hold of Dennis Phillips. Hey, we're calling from The Great Christmas Light Fight on ABC. And we've been told that you have quite the light display at your house. And they wanted to go, explore and get pictures and consider Dennis Phillips. And Dennis Phillips had to say, guys, I kind of work for an ABC affiliate.
I mean, if they disclose that, what's the big deal?
I guess.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah.
I guess he was ineligible. But they didn't know. They had no idea that Dennis Phillips, who they were calling, was the chief meteorologist for an ABC affiliate here in Tampa Bay. I just thought that was pretty funny. And Andrew's telling us that the prize is $50,000.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
50,000. But you know what? A lot of these people have more than $50,000 probably in their displays.
Break even with that.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't cover some of these houses. Probably some people couldn't pay for some of these displays look like they've got $100,000 in these things. But apparently the winner of the Great American Christmas Light Fight gets $50,000. I just thought it was funny. Now, this is not funny. This is not funny. We got some local jackwagon, a guy from Pinellas right here, made threats against the New York City subway system while we were up there to visit Julian Thanksgiving week.
Oh, he planned it around your trip?
I mean, is he a listener?
He must have known we were going up.
Hey, thanks for listening, pal.
Hold on, this is just coming out. What? A Pinellas Park guy has been accused of making threats against the Metropolitan Transit Authority, the MTA. They run the subways up in New York. And he made the threats last month, targeting Thanksgiving week, and we're just finding out now. So I'm looking at this story, and there was an arrest report, and some anonymous tipster, I guess, rolled over on Robert Trout III. 19 years old, posted an Instagram video threatening to attack the New York City subway system on Thanksgiving, of which we were up there the whole week. We were on the subway incessantly. We were on the subway on Thanksgiving. We took the subway from the Times Square area out to Brooklyn. We got on the A train out to Brooklyn because we had Thanksgiving dinner at Friends of Julian's parents' house.
You know, if Robert Trout wanted to be an active fan of the MJ Morning Show, you don't have to ruin his subway ride.
Yeah.
Jeez, Trout, get with it.
Listen to this. 37-second video of several firearms with extended magazines, and then there was a voiceover. This guy was speaking. This is according to the FBI arrest affidavit. This is according to the criminal complaint. So this guy says, I'm finna go to New York and I'm just going to cause havoc on the subway. And then he laughs. I'm going to shoot anybody I see on that effing train.
No, don't do that.
I'm going to walk on that train and start effing unloading. 230s, that's 60 shots. That's 60 people dead. I'm going to walk to Grand Central or some bleep and just hit up everyone on the effing train. If you're from New York City, do not take the train on Thursday evening, bro. Guess where we were on Thursday evening? We were on the subway. 7 o'clock or 6:30, we went out to Brooklyn, and then we came back at, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
All right, so this guy made no attempt to actually go to New York.
No,
it was just a horrible threat.
From Pinellas Park, Florida.
From Pinellas Park, I got a guy threatening the New York City subway system while we're up there and even riding the train that exact day that he's making a threat. And this jackwagon's right down the street here in Pinellas Park.
So weird.
What a bonehead. The identity of this guy was confirmed by the feds. I guess his own mother rolled over on him. Yeah. So his own family told the investigators that he is from New York and was planning on going back. Well, that might be slowed down a little bit here. They searched his vehicle. They found two Glock-style, according to the FBI report, they found two Glock-style lower receiver manufacturing molds. Yeah, Pinellas Park police also said that they're used in place of parts which come from the manufacturer, which bear a serial number, able to be tracked.
This guy's a menace.
This guy really sounds like a major problem. This guy sounds like somebody that is issuing threats, but this guy could actually go live and really do something because he had the goods. He has the weapons. What is wrong with this guy? So he was charged here in Pinellas County. Oh, that's fantastic. So we have Audra Burton, the Christmas light lady, is on hold. Look at that.
Awesome.
I tell people to call up, and boom, they call up.
There she is.
It's fantastic. All right, hold on a minute. So this guy made initial appearance last week in federal court here in Tampa, ordered to remain in custody. So they are holding this guy until the next hearing, I guess.
Good.
So before he was even arrested, he was out on bond for another case here in Pinellas County, charged with carrying a concealed weapon, resisting an officer without violence, and petty theft. This guy's a menace.
This guy shouldn't even be able to go to Subway restaurants.
Yeah, as of Friday, thank you. As of Friday, he was in the Pinellas County Jail, and the U.S. Marshals, I guess Raylan Givens was supposed to drop by and pick him up. Next court appearance is the 18th. So what is that? On Monday. It's a week from today, the 18th. What a nut. And the dude is right here in Pinellas County, right in Pinellas Park, making threats against the subway system. This is great. So I asked for if anyone knew the Burtons who were on the Great American Christmas Light Fight. If anyone knows the Burtons from Valrico featured on the show, have them call. And guess what? We have one of the Burtons on the phone. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, MJ. I also have my husband, Rodney Burton, and he knows you.
Oh, wow,
what a small world.
This gets even better. All right, so you're Audra, right?
Yes, I'm Audra.
All right, Audra and now Rodney, the Burtons from Valrico. Good morning, guys. So, Rodney, how do I know you?
Bubba's Beach Club, way back.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I used to work there. Bouncer, as the bouncer and a shot guy.
Oh, that goes way back.
That's way back. So tell me about the house, guys. How'd they find you?
Well, we're involved in a Christmas light community. Believe it or not, they do big Christmas light conferences where you go around and learn about the latest and greatest in technology. And the Great Christmas Light Fight, they come out and, they're looking for people to be on the show. So we basically, for a few years, we kind of worked up, the number of lights we had on our house until we felt like we were ready to be competitors. And we applied, and they accepted us on the show last year.
Oh, my God.
That's fantastic. So how many total lights?
We got 120,000 pixels.
Right. Oh, that's right. That's what it said in the story. And if you were to guess, Rodney and Audra, how much money do you have invested in equipment? What's the spend? What do you have in this?
We actually don't even know. We've been building it for 6 years. And I just couldn't even tell you.
Oh, my goodness. How long does it take you to put up? And when do you start? And when is it done?
Actually, I started at the end of September. Right now, I've got 35 days invested in it, and it's a minimum of 10 hours. Once the daylight goes away, I bring out two 20,000 lumens tripod lights, and I continue working in order to bring this Christmas miracle to life.
Wow, you did.
That's just the setup, though. We work on this all year long. Like, our weekends are dedicated to, more and more Christmas lights. So, yes.
It's a serious process, but God has given us this blessing and this vision to be able to put this on for the community and uplift people around the world with it. And people come out, and they just can't believe that it's free.
All right, now, this was featured last night?
Yes.
All right. So this was last night on ABC nationwide. And when do you find out if you win?
So they actually did announce the winner last night. So we did not win the grand prize trophy. But there was a really good display. All 4 displays last night were, I don't even know how the judge, decided who was the winner because they were all amazing.
Wow. And where was the winner? What part of the country? Do you remember?
I think they were from Texas.
Gotcha. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you phoning in. We just talked about your story. I said, hey, if anyone knows Audra and Rodney Burton, have them call the MJ Morning Show right now. And boom, like that. It just shows, the power and how many people listen to the MJ Morning Show. So, guys, we really appreciate you checking in. I'm sorry you didn't win, but it sounds like you're bringing a lot of joy to people around the Tampa Bay area that can drive by.
We sure
are.
Now, do you want to tell people where to go? What do you publicize where people should drive by?
Yeah, sure. We're located at 2014 Sydney Road in Valrico. When you get to our house, basically you just park along the roadside. If you get in front of our house, you can just watch right from your car, or you can walk up to the driveway and hear it from our speakers.
That's fantastic. Guys, thank you for making the time to call in. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, good job.
All
right, so they didn't win the $50K, but they're bringing holiday cheer to many, and they were featured on ABC last night. That's very nice. And listen, again, it just shows. I ask, hey, anyone know these guys? Have them call the show right now, and boom, in 5 minutes they're on the phone here speaking to us. I think that's fantastic. Hey, what about the little Tony Romo gaffe? Should I just skip over this, or
what happened?
Oh, I don't think no. I think you should talk about it.
I think Hal Herman should cover it in his news articles.
Okay, so save it for Hal.
No. You don't even know what happened, Froggy?
No.
It was a gaffe. Or was it?
So who goes to all of these Kansas City Chiefs games? Who's the famous person watching the games?
Brittany Mahomes?
Again. Guess again.
Oh, Mahomes' brother.
Guess again.
Skippy Mahaffey?
Skip Mahaffey
Taylor
sells
Swift.
Skip Mahaffey sells peanuts at the
Yeah.
games.
Okay,
Yeah.
MJ,
Yes.
I sent you a little sidebar. If I was Taylor, I would just be like, I'm going to watch the game in the hotel room, and I'll see you after the game.
Yeah, what fun is that?
Well, why? It just seems like she's a big distraction.
She's only
Football's
one
serious.
woman.
Well, here's what happened yesterday. This is the Chiefs-Bills game. And this is on what? CBS. And you've got Tony Romo. Who they have paired with Tony Romo?
Jim Nance.
Okay,
the
Jim,
number one.
Yeah, Jim Nance is pretty big.
Yeah, that's
All right.
that's a
So
strong.
you got Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
That's CBS's top tier.
Yeah. That's their
callers.
A team.
I love the Nance pants, man.
So here it is. This is what happened during the live broadcast.
Oh, what a play to Kelsey. That's the kind of thing that Mahomes does. He creates something out of nothing. That goes for 24 and a first down.
That's amazing. This is intercepted by most people, as you see Kelsey's wife, Taylor Swift, in the audience. Or I'm sorry, girlfriend.
Not yet.
What a throw and great feel by.
Oh, so all those Swifties go crazy because Tony Romo, and because they did a cutaway shot to the big distraction, Taylor Swift up in a skybox.
Did you watch that game? There was like 50 cutaway shots. I'm like, okay,
Just
great.
enough with the Kelsey
That's what I'm saying.
and Taylor Swift deal already. Just
Distraction. There's a game to be played.
it
and
is.
So what are the odds that they will get married?
Hey,
do you
what
think?
did I tell you? Zero. What did I tell you? Remember, I went out to Kansas.
Yes.
Remember back in October.
Oh, I remember.
October 24th.
Mhm.
I flew out to Kansas City. I met the Hollands out there from the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors because I went out to shoot some TV segments for their TV show for the upcoming season. And just out of for curiosity's sake, the car service that they had pick me up at the airport and then take me back. I said, hey, obviously you're a Chiefs fan. Oh, yeah. I said, hey, what do you think of this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce deal? Both of the drivers said, oh, man, we just needs to go away. She's a big distraction.
Yeah, right?
They
For real.
said people in Kansas City are tired of Taylor Swift. That's what two different drivers told me that picked me up to the airport to take me to Topeka and back from the Kansas City airport.
I love her.
All right, now let me play.
Why
let me
can't
play.
she go to the games? Give me a break.
Well, it's not that she can't, but she knows inherently that she's going to be just
Who is she a
suck
distraction
up
to?
all the game commentators
Is
are
Andy
putting
Reid coaching the team saying, okay, guys, we're going to run a trap play, but is Taylor looking at me right now?
No, Andy Reid was too busy trying to steal nuggets off of Mahomes' plate in a State Farm
First of
commercial.
all, he calls them nuggies in the
Nuggies,
commercial,
whatever.
which makes them extra funny.
in some capacity. She's bigger than the game, so she just needs to go get some room service and watch or support him that way.
Yeah, let me play a truncated portion. So this is Tony Romo.
Kelsey's wife, Taylor Swift, in the audience. Or I'm sorry, girlfriend.
Not yet.
And then he says, oh, I'm
Not
sorry,
yet.
girlfriend. Then Jim Nance says, what, not yet?
Not yet.
Kelsey's wife, Taylor Swift, in the audience. Or I'm sorry, girlfriend.
Not yet.
How about your Papa Ricola, bro?
Yeah.
That's what he always sounds like.
He always.
Yeah, he always sounds like that.
Hey, that tastes great.
It's got to hurt
horn.
after a while.
He's like a
right? part-time
Bruce Springsteen impersonator.
Listen.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do Glory Days.
Reminds me of my days back in Jersey.
Yeah, baby, we're born to run. All right, so, Roxanne, what's going on?
No, I mean, no.
Hold
Okay,
on. What
continue. No.
what just happened?
Nothing.
So,
No. Fester.
Roxanne calls out Taylor Swift for just showing up and taking all the air out of the room. Meanwhile, Doug here hangs out with like the most famous baseball player of all time that the world centers around every time he walks into a
Oh,
place.
yeah, they do cutaway shots of Roxanne's husband, Dig Dug.
On a bike.
And
I saw it was the Michigan football game last year where they were playing in like the playoffs, and they cut to Derek's box, and Doug is like stuffing a chicken tender down his throat. I'm like,
Jeez,
look at that
life.
moron.
What a life.
Derek shouldn't even go to the games. He sucks the air out of the room.
Did we ever talk about the Jeep Wagoneer commercial on the air?
It's amazing.
It's running a lot.
It's a fantastic commercial.
I saw it again. I saw it a couple of times over the weekend. I don't think it's I don't think it's an approachable commercial.
It's so
Well,
romantic.
what's not
you mean
approachable?
relatable?
Yes, that's the word I'm looking. Thank you, Frog. Wait a minute. Hold on. Mark this moment. Froggy actually gave me a vocabulary word on the MJ Morning Show.
What you said sounded stupid.
What did I say?
Approachable.
Okay, but no, your word is better.
It's not relatable?
It's not relatable.
Why is that? Because he almost hit a fox?
No.
It's
I just don't think. I don't think it's the best image. I just don't think it's relatable.
What is it? I got to see this.
It's a Jeep Wagoneer commercial. So Jeep came out with the Wagoneer again a couple of years ago, and it's a nice SUV.
It's really nice.
I've had two of them as rentals. I've had 2 Hertz rentals with the Wagoneer, and they were decked out, and they were nice.
Nice rides.
It is a nice vehicle. I'm going to tell you right now, the Jeep Wagoneer is nice. I've had 2 of them for a couple of days, or even one for like almost a week.
Okay,
and
that's nice. You said nice things about the car. Now continue with your commentary.
the car is nice. But the premise of the commercial that Derek Jeter stars in is that he ends up in the Jeep Wagoneer because he has to drive all night to get home because the weather is bad and his private jet is grounded.
Well, they actually had. Well, the funny thing is, they had.
Here's the commercial. Hang on, man. Hey, so Fester, go back to the beginning. This is the. Hold on to that thought, Roxanne.
Okay.
This is the actual commercial, and it starts. Fester, let me take control here.
There you go.
All right.
So I gotta see this.
So
This
there's
is
Derek
this is the actual commercial.
in the hangar.
So Derek's in a private airplane hangar, which none of us ever see. All right,
Doug?
Roxanne sees, which is with Doug.
Where's Doug carrying Derek's luggage? Hey, Doug, get my bag!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why isn't Doug?
It's not like that.
Why isn't Doug in the commercial actually driving?
Why is Derek driving himself? Why isn't Doug the chauffeur?
To drive.
All right, so here's the commercial. Listen to this.
To escape, the city was sticky and cruel.
And it shows Derek getting into the Wagoneer, walking away from his plane, and then driving out to the storm.
Hold on a sec.
It's a song. There's no. There's nothing descriptive happening.
There is. You have the wrong. Well, no, because
there's the fox.
This is the commercial.
Hold on a minute, because in the commercial on TV, you hear a weather report, and all flights are grounded.
Listen, it mumbles in the beginning couple of seconds.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me roll. All right, Fester, get your hands off of the device.
Play the very beginning.
I did. I thought I did. All right, here we go. One more time.
All flights have been grounded.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So,
Son of a bitch! Doug!
Tell the tower I'm taking off, Doug! Doug!
You're fired!
Wheels up!
So
the weather after the weather report, it's just singing and Derek driving from New York to Florida.
I don't know what the hell he did.
30 seconds.
So
he almost hit the fox along the way.
The weather is bad, so all flights grounded. So Derek can't fly his private Gulfstream.
Okay, well, here's what happened.
Yeah.
Originally, the original script had him running through I think it's actually like the Atlanta airport.
That would have been better.
He gets his
Derek,
they slam
Derek
his face in the door. He gets to the gate agent. He's like, I'm here. And she's like, 15 minutes. We've already boarded. They slam it. They slam the door in his face.
That would have been
misses
more.
His plane,
Guess what?
And he throws.
Stop. That would have been more approachable. That would have been more. People can grasp that.
But do you
missing
think,
either not being able to get on a commercial. They could have done commercial flight with bad weather and it's grounded. So he's got to go.
He's sitting in the. He's sitting in the little place waiting to get on the flight with all the other passengers.
That would have been more normal than, I feel so bad for Derek because his private jet is grounded. I just think that I don't think it's the best look. I think it would have been better if he would have missed
if he'd been phony?
If he couldn't get on a commercial flight. I'm just saying that you can't relate to, I feel so bad. Derek Jeter has to rent a Jeep Wagoneer because he can't get on his private jet.
But I think everybody knows that he probably travels like that. I don't think it's a secret that he travels like that.
I don't give a crap about that weather. You get that plane in the air now!
Doug, change the weather now, Doug. Change it.
I had a maniacal program director. Hey, Froggy, you're joking about this?
Yes.
Dude, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the air. Anyway, the Jeep Wagoneer is a nice vehicle. and I'm sure Derek is a nice guy. I've never met him. I'm sure I never will meet him. Doug
and not at this rate.
Doug and Roxanne will keep me 100 miles away from Derek Jeter at all costs. I will never meet the guy.
He's not that nice a guy. He didn't negotiate a free Jeep for his best friend.
Yeah,
Doug.
exactly. Where's your
not
free,
that cool?
Yeah,
of a
where's
guy.
your free Jeep?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to. Hey, you know what? And he could have done that. He could have said, you know what?
I need just
I'll tell you
my boy Doug.
I got to take. Doug is my valet, my luggage boy. I need a Jeep for him too. And where was Derek? Where was Derek getting Dig Dug? Where was getting you a Jeep? Where's your Jeep?
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yeah.
Derek
This is why you're never, ever, ever going to talk to him.
Derek uses 2 Jeep Grand Wagoneers.
Guess what? I know that. That's why I'm doing this, because I know we'll never, because you'll never produce him on the show. Anyway,
having Rich pissing contest later.
So moving on. So Froggy yelling as Derek Jeter, Doug, get the tower open, get this plane in the air. I had a program director, and Michelle could vouch for this. This was maniacal. I had a program director who is kind of known in the industry. And this is when I was over in West Palm Beach. I was on 95.5 in West Palm. And I was there for almost 2 years. And I left PLJ New York to do my first morning show in West Palm Beach. So I left Scott Shannon's morning show and left WPLJ to then get my first morning show, the MJ Morning Show, over in West Palm. This is mid-1992. And this is just prior to me coming to the Power Pig here in Tampa Bay. So I'm up in Northern Virginia. And the first guy that hired me was a guy named Dave Denver, and Steve Lappa was the owner and managing partner of the radio station. So Dave Denver was there, and he left after a couple of months that I was there. And so he hired me, and then he was gone within a couple of months. They brought in this dude named Kurt Kelly. And he was known around the industry. Kurt Kelly was his name, and he worked in L.A. He worked in various places. And he was a very interesting guy. And I was up in Washington, D.C. for the weekend because I was with Michelle. We were not engaged yet. This was like even a year prior to engagement. And I was visiting Michelle at her mother's place up in Northern Virginia, up in Fairfax County. And this would have been like March of 93. Yeah, I think March of 93. And it was a really bad, it was a February or March 93.
Okay.
There was a massive snowstorm up in the Northeast and like 2 feet of snow.
Oh, the blizzard of 93. Yes.
Dulles closed. Reagan National closed. The airports socked in. Nothing was moving. And I had to call up Kurt and say, hey, dude, I'm not going to be back for Monday's show. I mean, I am stuck in Northern Virginia. Airports are closed.
The 1993 storm of the century.
Yeah, when was
March 12th.
There you go.
1993.
That was it. Exactly. Friday, March 12th, 1993. And I could not get back to Florida. I could not get from Dulles or Reagan National back to Palm Beach International to get back on the air because of the weather. So I call him up and he's like, you got to be here. Oh, please. You've got to do the show. I'm like, listen, I can't get back. I love doing the show. I do everything possible to do a show every day. So he's like, no, you got to get back here. I said, the airport is closed. I can't. And he's like, give me the number for the tower. I will have them clear the runway for you. I mean, this guy, it was like delusional. It was bizarre.
What a weirdo.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he's like saying that he's going to have a runway cleared for me. And, Michelle was like in disbelief. It's like, what kind of industry are you in? like the guy said, you have to get back here. Get me the numbers for the airport, the control tower. I am going to have a runway cleared for you.
That's hysterical.
That's insane.
I have never told this story on the air, but
what the heck is wrong with him? That's just when, like, you think you're so in charge, you just start blurting stuff out that doesn't make any sense.
If you want to know I'm not making this up. I think he told me that he and his wife had their house fumigated in Los Angeles, and they went in too soon. I swear. He told me that.
And that's why he's
I have
crazy?
no idea where Kurt Kelly is today.
Program directors are definitely a different breed.
I have no idea, but both those are absolutely true stories.
Amazing.
I'll clear the runway for you.
I'll tell him that Kurt Kelly's on the line.
No, that's what it was like. True story. Unbelievable. All right, 8:45 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I've got something really touching.
Ooh, okay.
You know, we do a little bit of everything. Huh? I got the Tony Romo thing out of the way. I just want, let me throw this in the trash. I'm just looking at the pile of everything. Oh, do you know there's another case of an exploding Samsung washing machine?
Oh, no.
Do you know what's been going on over the past 7 years? It is, I thought this was fixed and done. Hold on, we got to talk about that coming up in just a bit. Oh, Tesla Cybertruck dangers. So we got exploding washing machines. I got Cybertruck dangers with the upcoming Cybertruck that Fester wants so badly, but hasn't put his name on a waiting list, and there's going to be at least a 3-year wait for that ugly thing.
I'll buy a used one a couple years down the line.
All right, hold on. So I have a lot of stuff, and I got a whole pile of celebrity crap we got to get to. But also, coming up in just a bit, I have a very touching item. I got an email, which I have right here. I have an email that is a very touching story that I want to share. And actually, somebody is coming in right now. They should be in the lobby right now. So we got to take a break anyway.
Ooh, a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a little MJ Morning Show surprise coming up here in just a moment. So hold on to that thought. And we have a loaded 9 o'clock hour. Folks, I'm telling you right now, if you miss our 9 o'clock hour every day, if you don't listen to the entire 9 o'clock hour, you're missing a lot. I have the 9:10 must-hear story coming up. So there's just a lot in minutes. So don't move. We're back momentarily on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, I have been driving a... It's 9 o'clock. Let me get Wade on quickly before I move on. We have a lot of stuff we got to get to. 9 o'clock hour, and I always encourage everyone, whatever you do, you got to figure out how to listen to the 9 o'clock hour because our content quality does not stop. Let me get Wade on the phone. Wade, of course, is the CEO, the owner of twocollegebrothers.com, a phenomenal sponsor here on the MJ Morning Show. And there's a moving company out in California that is in trouble and is getting sued, equal opportunity. It's just a bizarre story. And, Wade said, hey, you know what? I've got some thoughts on this deal. Calling Wade, CEO of twocollegebrothers.com, moving and storage.
This is Wade.
Hey, Wade, MJ and the crew live. Thank you, buddy. How you doing?
Good, MJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, I'm sorry. I wanted to call you earlier. Hopefully it's not too late for you. Do you have a meeting coming up?
I do, but I'm on my way to it now, so you're good.
Okay. Hey, so are you aware of this Meatheads moving story?
Yeah, I heard about that recently, and I just read the article this morning. I guess there's been some developments in the lawsuit.
All right, listen to this, and I was interested, even if we didn't have a great, moving partner as a client and a sponsor of the show, I'd still be talking about the story because, first of all, I love saying meatheads. All right, so a California moving company that apparently advertises their young and fit, beefed up staff. They've been sued by the feds for age discrimination. And the company is like, what is this about? We had no idea we were doing anything wrong here.
What joke?
Seriously, listen to this. A California-based movie company that boasts its young, buff employees is being sued by the feds. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has filed a lawsuit against Meathead Movers.
That's a great name, by the way.
Not better than Blimp and Shrimp, but pretty good.
Nothing's better than Blimp and Shrimp, but Meathead Movers is pretty good.
Wade, were you aware of Blimp and Shrimp Movers from back in the day?
I was, yeah. They were the premier moving service until we put them out of business.
Yeah, they inspired your company, I believe.
So this is a great story. And Fester and Dave the Dwarf started Blimp and Shrimp Movers. So Fester being the blimp.
I was the blimp.
Dave the Dwarf being the shrimp.
Little short
and
midget shrimp.
You guys went across the street and you got U-Haul, because when we were at 4002 Gandy in South Tampa, the radio station was there.
U-Haul's right across the street.
Right across the street. And U-Haul, after their trucks get like 20 million miles on them, they sell those trucks, usually to like landscapers and lawn companies.
So anyway, I knew the manager there.
Right.
So I go over, we talk about it, and he's like, we're talking about it. Wouldn't it be funny if we got one named Blimp and Shrimp Moving? Right. So I said, hey, can we borrow a truck? We're going to put a sticker on it. It'll be right across the street.
They wrapped the whole truck with Blimp and Shrimp Movers. We had a great jingle. I got to find that jingle. Blimp and Shrimp Movers. That was a great jingle.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Then a couple of months later, my buddy, the manager, he transfers. Eventually, he separates from the company.
Yeah, he leaves the company.
And there's no paperwork
on the truck that they gave Fester to use for Blimp and Shrimp Movers.
So they did a VIN number check. They did a VIN inventory check.
Trucks reported stolen.
It's been reported, and we had it for like 18 months.
Meanwhile, it's right across the street in our parking lot with the huge Blimp and Shrimp logo on it.
So I walk back in one day. I'm like, hey guys, you guys are gonna want your truck back sometime soon. I think somebody told me to move it. It was there for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I go
all
back.
right, let me bring it back over to you. And they're like, oh my God, we've been looking for this truck. There's an active police report.
We've been driving it around town.
Yeah. How many moves did you guys actually do?
They moved me into my townhouse.
So what happened was we never actually handled real paying customers, but every one of our friends who needed a moving truck, a
did
company,
it themselves.
we had it.
Yeah. And that truck got attention. I wish. Do we have a picture of the truck? I missed that.
I have a logo.
Yeah.
I have the sticker of the logo.
Blimp and Shrimp movie. We had a great jingle. I got to find that jingle. Anyway, wait, let me finish with the story. So the Equal Opportunity Commission filed a lawsuit against Meathead Movers for violating age discrimination law by not hiring enough older workers in this Wall Street Journal report. So they launched back in 1997. They're Fresno, California based. They've been hiring student athletes these buff athletes called meatheads,
people-
meathead movers. So during moves, workers are required to run from moving truck to the home when they're empty-handed, according to the Wall Street Journal. The company states on its website that its founding principle is to support athletes working in pursuit of their career dream path, blah, blah, blah. Meathead Movers executives deny that they discriminate against older workers, claiming the job is simply too demanding for those not in tip-top shape. They say we are 100% open to hiring anyone at any age if they can do the job, said the company owner. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So Wade, the CEO, the owner of Two College Brothers Moving and Storage, our sponsor here in the Tampa Bay area, what are your thoughts on this whole meathead issue?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a physically demanding job, and you have to be able to handle the workload. We started off hiring a lot of college students. I was in college when I started the business, hence the name. But we quickly realized, college students don't always make the best employees. They're not always as reliable as.
Yeah, especially Generation Z these days, right?
Yeah, so, today we hire anybody that is physically capable to do the job. We hire based on attitude and train for aptitude. So, I kind of see where they were coming from, because early on that's a mentality that we shared. But, at the end of the day, you gotta give everybody who's qualified the opportunity to work. We've got a labor attorney on retainer that makes us, helps us navigate those waters so that we don't end up in a similar situation. But Meathead's a huge company. They've been around forever. They've got a strong social media presence. They've got a bunch of locations in California on the West Coast. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that company in our industry, and from what I hear, they do a pretty good job. But California's California, and they're going to have their own take on pretty much everything.
I can't buy any product. You talk about California. I can't buy anything, whether it's a TV set, whether it's a weed whacker, or whether it's like a box of cheese. There's always some kind of California cancer warning on there. It's like California proposition, lead, or, this is going to, whatever you buy, there's some California is like a different freaking, communist country,
My lawnmower might cause cancer in the state of California.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, well, as we're franchising, that is not on the top of our list to try to sell a franchise location to.
In California. All right, Wade, thanks for coming on, buddy. I appreciate it, as always.
Yeah, absolutely, MJ. Glad to talk.
And by the way, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, they're demanding $15 million from Meathead Movers. I guess they've since lowered it to $5 million. Even then, come on, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to try to reach out to that guy and find out if all this press has been good for business or if they're, having a hard time with it. I'm just kind of curious they say any press is good press. I don't know about that, though.
Would you let us know, please?
I will, absolutely. We'll see if we can get him on the show.
All right, Wade, and you wanted to know about the future of the MJ Morning Show in 2024, correct?
Yeah, we want to rep this truck. What's going on?
Yeah, so they want to put our pictures and logo on more brand new moving trucks. And, of course, listen, you guys are a very valued sponsor. Two College Brothers Moving and Storage. You guys spend a lot of money with us every year. And, listen, I think a deal's getting done. I had an encouraging offer from Ron DeCastro, not Ron DeSantis. Our market manager is Ron DeCastro. And I had a good – I'm going to meet with them this week. But, listen, I think we're going to put the deal together. I'm pretty certain the MJ Morning Show is going to be back in 24.
That's fantastic. You guys have been great. We get calls every single day from listeners. So thank you to all the listeners. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Wade. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Our advertisers, you look at the advertisers on this show, the response that our advertisers get is just dramatic. This show just pulls in business. And you just heard Wade say it every day.
I'm happy with the photo that we did for that truck wrap.
Yep.
Much better than the one we have on the Q105 vehicles.
God.
That one's horrid.
Well, yeah, I know. All right, well, we ought to change that
That's
out.
for another day. Whose awful idea
now,
was that?
I've got the 910 must-hear story that's going to be a little late today.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tell you right now, going to be a little late with the 910 must-hear story. I have an email I want to share, which actually very touching, and I'm like, wow, what a story. So I want to share this email that I got last week. Hi, MJ. I'm a longtime listener from back in the 90s with MJ and BJ. I was listening one morning last spring, and you were talking about making your sauce, my homemade pomodoro, and you used Rumo pasta found at Publix and said how much you liked it. Well, my husband was the person responsible for getting Rumo into Publix. I told him about your segment, and he asked me to put a basket together of all his Italian products, including Rumo, and drop it off to you. At the time, Rick was at the end of his life. He had stage 4 metastasized melanoma. I've known numerous people that lost their lives to melanoma. He battled it for 6.5 years, but could not fight anymore. He was still passionate about his work, and I promised him I would bring you a basket. Rick passed in May, and I never got around to doing the basket. I heard you not long ago talking again about pasta that you made. It reminded me that I did not keep my promise. So with that, I wanted to know if there would be a morning sometime next week that I could stop by, say hi, and bring you a basket in his memory. I will not take up any more of your time. I know you're busy. I just wanted to follow through for Rick. His boss and great friend Bill may ride with me. I am just still so emotional from losing Rick. On another note, here's a photo of you and Michelle with our daughters Allison and Sarah in the Gatorade suite for a Bucks game at the Big Sombrero back in the 90s.
I was about to say, what was it, 1997?
I worked for Gatorade in sports marketing, and we invited you and Michelle to the game because I had mentioned I've never been to a Bucks game.
In the new stadium.
This was the old stadium.
Right, the old stadium you have been.
Right. So the old stadium, I'd never been to a game, and I remember getting the call, and the local Gatorade folks invited me to their box, and Michelle and I went, and I even have from Debbie, who's here, in the studio, Debbie sent me a picture of Michelle and me. I'm holding it up to MJ TV. A picture of Michelle and me with their kids from like 1997 or something. I mean, this is a long time ago. And you know what's funny is we were just talking about the Gatorade boxes. We were like, you know what? We had someone else invite us to a game. Like, we don't really go to many games. We watch them all on TV. We do watch all the Bucks games, but we don't go to the games. And we were even talking recently, even before you sent the email, about, I remember Gatorade invited us. And then here, boom, I get this story. Anyway, I wanted to welcome Debbie Plore to the MJ Morning Show. Debbie, first of all, I'm sorry about your husband Rick's passing. Thank you for joining us. And thank you. You've brought by 2 humongous baskets. So I would imagine that you're a food distribution company, or you represent food?
Actually, I'm a food broker. I have a small brokerage, but Bill here with me works for a national brokerage, Alliance Sales.
Right.
And my husband worked with Bill. And so, we represent different products that then we sell to Publix. And Rick had sold the basket of products, which Rumo is what you talked about. So
Rick worked for Alliance, and Alliance reps Rumo here in the United States?
Correct.
Gotcha. And then, it's always, fun trying to get new products into stores with slotting fees and whatever truckloads of free stuff they want. And
fun was sarcastic, by the way.
Getting it's kind of an ordeal getting products into supermarkets. Yeah. So Rick was able to get Rumo because Publix, until Rumo showed up, Publix did not have one of my go-to pastas. Like Rumo, like you talk, like a lot of my Italian friends, like up in New York. I mean, we're talking like from Italy that move. I've got a buddy that has a great Neapolitan pizza shop called San Matteo. His name is Ciro, and he owns San Matteo locations in Manhattan, and he loves Rumo. He'll tell you right now, I buy Rumo. So real Italians like Rumo pasta. There are a couple of brands that I like, and what I look for is a made in Italy bronze die cut pasta. They use bronze dies to extrude, and it gives a rougher edge. Also, you're getting the Italian semolina in many cases, although there's some Arizona semolina that Italians like as well. That's a whole different story. But I like bronze die cut Italian made pasta. It's just better, folks. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, Go by Rummo, RUMMO. They have it at all Publix locations, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But thank you for bringing in. So you brought us, I see Rummo pastas and sauces and olive oils and all kinds of stuff.
Fantastic.
Got some great stuff. There's an organic one that's from Italy called Pasta Zara there that's also imported at the same time in Rummo.
Awesome.
So,
Well, guess what? You've now fulfilled your promise to your late husband.
thank you. He would be very, I think he's here and he's very excited.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
Sure he is.
What a sweet story, and for you to come in, and I know it's got to be, last year's been tough for you, obviously.
Yeah,
but
it's been hard.
Yeah.
Miss him a lot, but he's a great guy, and he would just he'd be eating this up. He loves this. And
awesome.
he's
cute.
Well,
Appreciate it.
this radio signal, when it leaves our tower, the signals go on forever. They travel forever and ever and ever. So thank you. I really appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
And bringing these items. Debbie, and you brought Bill?
Bill.
So, Bill, you're with Alliance?
Yes,
So
I'm with Alliance.
step right up within an inch of that microphone.
Yeah, so I run the whole Florida team.
Right. So Alliance is nationwide?
It is nationwide.
Right. What are some of the big, huge brands that people know?
Well, we sell Bubba Burger.
Yep. Ooh.
We sell Botticelli pasta sauce, which is becoming bigger and bigger in
I've
the
heard of
United
that.
States.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We sell Icelandic Provisions, which is a skyr yogurt, which has become very large, especially at Publix.
Yep.
Do you sell Captain Crunch?
We don't sell Captain
Do
Crunch.
you sell Laffy Taffy?
No, we do sell Lindt premium candy imported from Europe.
Hey.
I like it.
yeah.
LINDT. Lindt.
Exactly.
I love that chocolate.
Lindt chocolate, some good stuff.
But no Laffy Taffy.
No Laffy Taffy.
Okay.
No Laffy Taffy.
Well.
Bill, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Debbie, I highly appreciate you rolling in as well. And thanks for this great basket in memory of Rick.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, right on the mic.
Give a shout out to Moffitt for, when Rick was first diagnosed.
Yep.
With stage 4, 6.5 years ago,
Yep.
the statistics weren't really great, but Moffitt treated him and did amazing things for him and kept him alive for 6.5 years.
Shout out to Moffitt.
Yeah, Moffitt does amazing work.
Thank
over
you.
there at the
Appreciate it.
facilities.
Thanks, guys. You can hang out for a little bit. Appreciate it. All right, so I have the must-hear 9:10 story of the day. And this is just an odd story. So it is 9:17, running a little late,
It's all right.
obviously.
It's all right. It's
But
worth it.
Absolutely. So there's a woman that they call, thank you, guys. Awesome. There's a woman they call the Oracle of Wall Street. And her name is Meredith Whitney. And she was I guess she's on CNBC all the time.
Okay.
So she is on, I guess, the Squawk Box and Squawk on the Street. And these are CNBC, financial shows. And for those that don't like MSNBC, CNBC is a lot different than MSNBC. It's all part of that universal family, but much different. I mean, CNBC really, focuses on the business and everything. So she's on Squawk on the Street and various shows, I guess, on CNBC. And she comes up with this story that men are not having. Where's Roxanne? Roxanne's got to be in here first.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Hey, Rox. So I need you. I need Roxanne in for this.
She's being a good hostess.
No, she is. Guys, thank you. All
right.
So Roxanne,
yell in my ear, dude.
Meredith Whitney, known as the Oracle of Wall Street, she's on CNBC recently, and she says that men are not having sex because of
porn.
No, sports betting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What?
Like, whoa.
What? Because they get their pleasure center stimulated by winning a game?
Retail spending has been down all year. Restaurant spending, travel, services, leisure. The fastest growing leisure spend is fantasy sports and online sports betting. She says the negative impact is that all young men are affected. I paralleled that with Pew Research that says that 63% of young men are single, and that's the highest it's ever been. And 50% of those young men have no interest in dating, not even casually. And 30% of young men said they have not had sex in over a year and don't seem to care.
Okay, you know what's interesting? I kind of have a personal story about this. So I have this friend, and he's in his late 20s, and I talk about him with, I'm like, with Doug, I'm like, gosh, he's cute. He, how come he's not dating anyone? How come he's not putting himself out there? And the funny thing is, this guy does a sports betting talk show on Twitch.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what is he doing? Just like sports all day? He doesn't want to meet any girls? Like, what's his deal? Like, I had this conversation that we're having right now under these specific terms. He's sports betting is what he is.
The basis of our argument is that young men are getting more pleasure from betting on their cell phones than, I guess, meeting up with a young lady.
Wow.
That's the interesting twist here.
See, I thought like VR porn is just going to kill relationships.
Actually,
I thought that's what the story was about.
No.
Sounds great.
Nope. You have young men that don't want to date and young women who are spending their time with Instagram moments at Taylor Swift concerts. So it's like a double whammy here. Whitney also adds that 74% of the housing stock is owned by people over 50 and guesses that eventually those homeowners are going to want to sell and that there's going to be no buyers. So
Wait. How did we get from no sex and no and sports betting to homes?
She's just adding that, talking about the younger demographic. And
that's out there. And by the way, these guys who aren't doing it and doing all the sports betting will never buy your house.
Well, but that's what she's saying. She's making the leap.
Okay.
The younger guys that they're not dating women.
Are they going to?
And also you have the homes that are owned in this country are mostly owned by people over 50. And it's just that the whole mindset is going to be problematic when you have a glut of homes that are going to be available for sale later.
So do we think this is just a little bit of arrested development and maybe this generation is a tick behind and they're going to grow out of it when they're like 32 or something and then all of a sudden quit the sports betting and want to buy a home and want to do it?
Not if the Bills cover the spread like they did last night.
Sports betting
Yeah.
is so weird.
Yeah, how does that, like, what about when you lose? Like, at least when you do it, there's always like the positive outcome. You got to get a good, you got to score a touchdown. But like when you bet on a game, you might have a really bad outcome.
I don't make up these stories. I'm sharing. Listen, I make up plenty of stuff. But I'm not making this up. This is a real financial expert that has some insight.
All I wanted to do after the Bucks-Falcons game was have a cigarette. That was so good.
9:22 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is coming up. Also, tickets. We've got concert tickets. We've got Styx and Foreigner along with John Waite. Missing you. John Waite, missing you. Yep. So Styx, Foreigner with John Waite. Going to be at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. That's going to be in July. So you can look forward to that. And we'll give you some tickets coming up in just a matter of minutes. So listen, I'll tell you exactly when to call in here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And the final... is the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 9:31 at the MJ broadcast. Hey, I just heard... Hey, Froggy, stop!
What are you doing? I want my pet.
Hang on a minute. I just gave you a bunch of stuff. Wait, hold on.
You gave me one thing of noodles.
No, you three.
I want some stuff.
Hold on. Let me go through everything. Froggy's...
You're going to take it all
You're MJ the Great Sifter here.
You're ripping through the gift basket.
They're gift baskets.
Hold on.
There's a thing of noodles in front of me.
Oh, my gosh, darn it. There's a thing of noodles in front of me, and I go, what's this? He goes, that's your share.
That's your cut.
I go, screw that.
He rips open the
I'm
gift
taking
bag.
more.
Wait a sec. There was a whole Publix bag filled. I doled out the whole Publix bag. I haven't opened up the gift baskets yet.
Froggy's taking care of it.
Dude,
we don't need you for that.
Calm down.
Lay it all out, Frog.
Froggy's like shredding
What is that? Let me look. I want the Alfredo.
All right, here's the Alfredo sauce.
Hold on
My
now.
God. What else did you rip out of here? Hang on a second. Let me see this bag.
What you ripped out?
That's
Look at
it.
MJ.
That's not even that much. 3 things.
All right, hang on.
Listener to the MJ Morning Show
Thank you
brings
so
in
much.
2 enormous gift baskets. MJ's arms couldn't even wrap around the 2 gift baskets to carry them out by himself.
Guys, I haven't gotten to the gift baskets yet.
Okay.
So grateful.
Holy moly. Unbelievable. So Michelle Michelle texted me while we were talking to Debbie, who brought in the Rumo pasta and all these gifts for the team.
Did she say bring one home so we can re-gift it?
To fulfill a promise. No. Michelle said she still has the Gatorade sweatshirt that was given to her in 1997 in the Gatorade skybox at the old Sombrero, the old Buck Stadium.
MJ, the one thing about this morning show and being a part of this morning show that's always amazed me is the stories that other people have or the way that it's touched them or affected them. So it was great to hear that story.
Michelle texted me while we were talking to Debbie. Her husband passed away, and he was with the food company that got Rumo pasta into Publix and promised him that she would bring us a gift basket with a bunch of different pastas and rumo because he had heard that we were talking about rumo pasta on the show. And Michelle, and she had pointed out, hey, I met you guys in the Gatorade box when she used to work for Gatorade. And Michelle texted me, tell her I still have the Gatorade sweatshirt that they gave us. It was a Be Like Mike Gatorade sweatshirt because they gave us a whole bag full of Gatorade swag.
Oh, look, now Roxanne's back there going shopping.
Roxanne, can you go back to your microphone?
She's fine.
I'm going.
Did you grab the wine?
Hang on, wait a second.
Grab the wine.
You guys are like gluttons.
No, because you're going to take it all.
I'm not going to take it all.
You kind of are going to take it all.
I'm going to share it with the crew. Guys,
what is it going to be, like a lottery to win the good stuff?
Hold on.
We're going to have a raffle.
Listen, the show is almost over in 10 minutes. We'll go through the gift baskets. I've got Froggy rips open the cellophane haphazardly. Roxanne leaves the microphone to start taking things out of the gift basket.
How do you not rip open cellophane haphazardly? That's the only way to rip it open.
Let me bring a gift basket to the MJ TV camera. Hang on.
Yeah, it's an amazing basket.
Yeah, these are amazing.
Oh my
God.
God. Look at this
That's
thing.
beautiful.
So Froggy ripped open the cellophane.
I think I just want the actual physical basket.
Cellophane.
Would you like you can have a basket.
All right.
Anyway.
What?
Hey,
you don't get a whole basket?
No, I said the basket.
Oh.
Like the basket.
All right.
That whole basket on the right is mine.
You know what I want? You know what I want?
nut.
Let me tell you what I want.
What?
I just want to say it places the lotion in the basket.
Yeah, when's somebody going to drop off a basket of lotion?
It places the lotion. Put the freaking lotion in the basket.
All right.
I'm inspired.
Precious. What's inspiring?
You're saying, Roxanne's inspired what?
I'm inspiring. Right now, I am Googling all the very best, freshest tomato sauce recipes. You guys can keep the sauce. I want the olive oil, the wine, and I'm inspired to go make this with my daughter tonight. Teach her how to make proper, fresh tomato sauce. Do you put carrots in yours? Because I'm looking at some of the recipes.
I do not.
I'm not a big carrot in the tomato sauce person.
I put carrots in my bolognese.
You do?
Oh.
Yeah, I think, okay. Yeah,
well,
it belongs in bolognese.
Carrots and celery go in my bolognese. Onions, carrot, celery. When I make my regular pomodoro, that is just San Marzano certified DOP tomatoes, olive oil.
You okay there, Skip?
I'm okay. Salt and really, and a lot of garlic. A lot of garlic goes into them. And the garlic cooks down. People don't realize you put a lot of garlic in the pomodoro. A lot of it.
You know what I do before Doug goes on vacation? I cook with so much garlic so that he stinks.
Ew. So no ladies want to be around?
That's not how garlic works. She thinks because you consume a large amount of garlic, you smell like a garlic bulb.
No, I dated a girl that had garlic breath all the time because she ate garlic.
She had halitosis.
Hey, you know what I forgot to mention? Michelle was talking to Kim, Froggy's wife, and that little Luke, who's what, 8?
He's 9.
And Luke is 9. Luke had a soccer game, and Michelle's like, hey, we'll come to the soccer game. So we actually went to...
Yeah, that was surprising. Thanks for coming and ruining the game.
What happened? You showed
Because they were winning, and then he showed up and they lost.
It's like the curse
That didn't ruin the game.
Did MJ put a hex on the team?
No. So Michelle and I showed up to Froggy's kids' soccer game out in Town and Country on Saturday, and they did lose. But I was like on the sideline saying, hey, where's the lady that smashed into Froggy's pickup truck?
I can't believe you're doing that. You're such an idiot,
Hey,
dude.
where's the lady that totaled Froggy's pickup truck?
Great.
I mean,
Hey, well, guess what? It did facilitate you getting that brand new F-150 from Veterans Ford, which you love.
Which did facilitate your endorsement. So you're welcome.
Well, I was working on that before your truck, but that's a whole different story.
Froggy sealed it.
I want my high-end.
But hold on. That is a good-looking truck.
Oh, it is the sweetest of sweet.
I mean, I saw Froggy's truck in the park. That was the nicest-looking vehicle in the entire soccer Schimberg complex.
You guys found it, huh? Nice. I was wondering, Michelle was like, nice truck. I'm like, when did you see it? I guess in the parking lot.
Yeah, we parked right next to it, you dope.
Didn't I? I should have tripped those kids after that game. I wanted to trip the other team so bad. You know when the team's running around the soccer field in front of the
Froggy
family?
was about to stick his foot out. Yeah, that would have gone over real well.
I was going to trip like 7 kids in a row. I was so mad during that game. That ref sucked.
But guess what? The lady that totaled Froggy's truck by pulling in front of him, and smashing right into him on Hillsborough. She wasn't there.
No, she was not.
She was not at the game.
The first game she hasn't gone to.
I'm looking for the lady that totaled Froggy's truck, and she's not there.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Or he would have done a full-on interview.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
I would have had her on video and everything.
And then he goes up to Luke and he goes, "You did great, Luke. All the other players in your team sucked, but you did great." He's like, "Jesus, I think my friends suck."
I didn't say that. Well, maybe I did.
You did.
I don't remember half the things I say.
Yeah.
Even on this show.
But I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, it was great. All right, a couple of final things. We got tickets to give away. Let's fire up the phones now. We've got Styx and Foreigner with John Waite. Going to be at the Mid-Florida Credit Amphitheater. That's going to be in July. And if you call her 30 right now, we'll give you some tickets. Styx, Foreigner with John Waite. 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. Caller 30 grabs a pair of tickets right now. So good luck from the MJ Morning Show. I got a bunch of... What time is it? I got a few minutes here.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is this Dennis DeYoung Sticks?
This would be Dennis DeYoung's... No. This is going to be Tommy Shaw Sticks.
Oh.
So who? Hey, Edward, get on the microphone. So
Lawrence Gowan.
Who's that?
He is a gentleman that has stepped in for a lot of the role by Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah, but you have Tommy Shaw as part of this.
Yeah, Tommy Shaw, James Young.
Yeah. So what happened was there was a kind of a feud and a fight and a split up between Dennis DeYoung and Tommy Shaw. So Tommy Shaw is part of Styx. Dennis DeYoung tours on his own as Dennis DeYoung with the songs of Styx.
Yes.
So you got two different avenues
I
here.
was just wondering.
I'm going to sing the song without the rest of the band.
Well, thank you. No, listen. Well, Tommy Shaw did, numerous songs, but the Styx sound that a lot of people are familiar with is Dennis DeYoung. But listen, they do a good job. You got Foreigner, but I think all the Foreigners still there. And John Waite is actually being played by, I can't think of a funny name. I was going to say something funny and I couldn't think of it fast enough. But no, John Waite will be there as well. So caller 30, all the lines are ringing, and we'll talk to the winner here in just a second. On a celebrity front, did you see that Matt Lauer?
He's been somewhere.
Matt Lauer showed up at a Today Show producer's wedding. So I got a question. So a Today Show producer is still inviting Matt Lauer to the wedding after that whole deal?
Well, they're probably friends with the guy. If Fester I don't know if I'd hang out with Fester if he got busted.
But there are pictures of Savannah Guthrie with Matt Lauer.
I want to go to Wacky Pulaski's wedding, that's for sure.
Yeah. Today's show, special projects producer Jennifer Long got married to some CEO dude. Reed Sterrett.
These people have been friends for 25 years.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I heard that the other two, Robach.
TJ and Amy. Now guess who's hooked up?
I saw that story last week.
It was last week.
I always wrestle with, do a lot of people really know who Amy Robach and TJ Holmes are?
They're just famous for hooking up with each other now.
I think that's why.
Outside of New York.
Well, they're on Good Morning America. They were on Good Morning America. They appeared on the 7 to 9 show, and then I think they were hosts of like the third hour of Good Morning America, just like the third hour of Today. But Amy Robach and TJ Holmes,
now they have a rockin' podcast. They just giggle.
Well, they hooked up. And they were like cheating with each other, right?
On Andrew's shoe.
Well, Andrew on your shoe? That's disgusting.
Did they leave anything on it?
Andrew Shue was married to Amy Robach, and then TJ Holmes was married to another woman. They hook up after working together on Good Morning America. So they were fired. That was a big to-do. They were both let go. There was a big investigation, this big romance, which I don't understand that whole deal. But what developed last week is bizarre, that their exes have now hooked up.
Is this out of spite?
This is bizarre. TJ Holmes, his wife, has hooked up with Andrew Shue.
Yeah, so here's the deal. TJ and Amy are under a lot of pressure to stay together. Like, they're stuck. They're stuck with each other now. But this could just be a fling.
Andrew Shue from, Melrose Place, right?
Yeah.
Andrew Shue has hooked up, this is insane, with TJ Holmes's ex, and then
Amy Robach's ex.
And Amy Robach. I mean, it's bizarre.
It's like a wife swap. Wife swap.
That's what it's like. It's what? So I don't know how that happened, but that's what's going on here. That is nuts.
It'd be like if me and Michelle were having a romance.
I don't to stop. I don't want to hear that. All right, so Matt Lauer apparently showed up at this wedding, and now Amy Robach and TJ Holmes' exes have now hooked up.
Or would it be like if Froggy, if you and Fester were having a relationship, and then Allison and Kim?
Oh God, what are you doing?
I wouldn't stop either of those.
Me and Fester have had a relationship.
There's a lot of photographic evidence.
All right. I got to get a winner for the tickets. Hi, good morning. Who's this? Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hey,
this is Lynn.
Lynn, where are you calling from, Lynn?
Tampa, Florida.
Is there a Tampa, Kansas or something?
There is a Tampa, Kansas.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not calling from Tampa, Kansas. Anyway, Lynn from Tampa, Florida, you're caller 30. You win the tickets. Congratulations.
I had to dial my phone while I was driving downtown because I work downtown Tampa.
Well, congratulations, Lynn.
It's amazing how the phone works, isn't
Yep,
it?
you dial us up. You're caller 30. You're going to see Styx and Foreigner with John Waite, July 20th at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. Congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
You bet. All right, hold on. Andrew, not Andrew Shue, Andrew, our producer, is going to give you all the information, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show.
Every day.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. All right,
Titanic.
guys. Say it again.
That's how I say bye now. I just say Titanic. Just like that guy.
Like our buddy JD, the Titanic guy.
Yeah. Titanic, everybody. Have a good day.
All right, folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You want to email me? I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. The show is MJ Morning Show on Instagram. Roxanne Wilder on Instagram. Dumbass Froggy on Instagram. What is your...
Froggy MJ Radio.
Thank you.
I'm not a dumbass.
I am at Roxanne Wilder, and I'm approaching 10,000.
Awesome.
I would love to hit that before Christmas break.
Oh, well, we'll make sure you get there, all right?
It's not how it works. You need content.
I have content.
Yeah, you need more bikini photos. Yeah, talk to Meredith. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow, folks.
I'm going to the Bahamas.
Well, there you go. All right, folks, have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to dole out the basket now, okay, guys? We're going to dole out the baskets.
Great.
All right, folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.